Oh, hi everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Hello everyone, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not sure why everyone is waiting for me here. I wasn't even aware that I'm going live. Um, I'm just kidding. Of course, I was aware that I'm going live. But so David, I texted David. I said, hey, come on, we're supposed to go live together, man. And he said, I don't know, he's running so far. He's running scared, which is, of course, a very big sign that he's clearly terrified of me and all of that. And yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. So thanks everybody. See you next time. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just trying to get into the mood of of going live again. Um, I traveled over the last few days um, and met up with David and a bunch of Christians, which is very interesting because I would never even leave the house, let alone go and meet up with a bunch of Christians, weirdos. But for some reason, I just did it anyway. And then together we did some very interesting artistic and educational things. Huh. My wife's boyfriend said, please change that username. Please change that. Said, how long ago did you start? I don't know what you're talking about. What start streaming? I just came on here like 2 minutes ago. I'm not gonna start earlier. I mean everybody knows. Everybody who follows this channel knows that I'm never going to start on time. And that's actually out of respect and out of love for those who watch this, because I don't want anybody to miss the beginning of the streams, which is why I start later. Of course, that's always the reason here. Sure. So I actually want to show everybody something which is very interesting. I brought this here. I got this here with me from my trip to Ohio, where I met with David and a bunch of other people. I got this as trophy. This is my trophy, and I'm still thinking about, still wondering what I should do with it. I feel like I might, I don't know, hang it on a wall, do it like put it in the background of videos and streams or something, or I don't know. Maybe I can just, maybe I could do something like something for followers, for fans, or something with it. I don't know. That would be very, very interesting. I could use this for different projects. But so this is a very interesting Quran that somebody, some disrespectful person actually shot to pieces like this with an AK-47. Can you believe that? Terrible stuff. It's terrible stuff. This is incredibly disrespectful, incredibly provocative, and that's why it's good. That's why it is actually great to do. So I shot it. I did this to the Quran. This is a confession right now. I did this to the Quran. I shot it and turned it into this because I went to Ohio simply. Okay, let's start with this. So I don't know how long ago that was. It was probably several weeks ago, a few months ago. But Sneeko and Sheikh Uthman made a made a video in which they appeared to shoot a target, where they wrote, "Oh wait, I completely forgot this. I meant to prank David with this, putting this on here while on his Christian stream, but then I forgot that I actually did this. This is the Baphomet statue, which I don't have here because I worship some cult, or I worship the devil or anything. I just have this here because this is actually very relevant to Muhammad, because Baphomet, the name of Baphomet and its origin is Muhammad, and I will expand on that some other time. Maybe I could explain that in a little bit. So Sneeko and Sheikh Uthman published this video where they shot a bunch of targets, and the targets had Pride Month written on them, and on the thumbnail, the targets had the rainbow flag, the LGBT flag. So I thought, oh, okay. So these two guys think it is entirely acceptable for them to turn other people's values, which they of course disrespect, and they have every right to do so, into targets and then shoot at them. They think this is all right. So therefore, I guess it should be also okay if I do the very same thing with their values, right? I mean, let's be consistent here. Let's be consistent. I completely defend their right to go and shoot targets and write all kinds of different things on them. I don't know. They could write LGBT. I don't know. Pride Month. They could write, I don't know, reason, intelligence, humanity, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, uh, existence, common sense, whatever. They could write anything on there and they could shoot it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, go ahead, do that. I don't care. But if they do that, then I should also be able to put a Quran down and shoot at it. So I made that tweet. And at that point, I was just playing with that thought. And I didn't think that we would actually immediately organize this. But as soon as I tweeted that, David said, "Is AP suggesting that we do a shoot the Quran challenge?" And then he actually sent me a message right away and said, "Hey, I think we can arrange this. We can arrange an event where we just go and shoot the Quran and do a bunch of videos, desecrating the Quran, and then we could publish that in response to those actions and those challenges." What I didn't know at that point, by the way, is that Sneeko also in that video. Maybe I should bring that up. I wasn't aware of that until yesterday. Sneeko also said while shooting those targets, "Come here, Islamophobes," and started shooting as well. So implying that he's shooting Islamophobes, which is, of course, very dumb words on his behalf, but I wasn't even aware that he said that. Um, anyway, I was like, hey, that's a fantastic idea. So, so David actually, in all seriousness, um, organized the event immediately, and we went on a on a shooting range and arranged a bunch of weapons, a bunch of guns, and did some very interesting experiments, scientific experiments, simply to see, if the Quran can withhold bullets and all of that, for no other reason. It's just simply for that specific reason. Of course, that's all this is about. So, what's happening here? Yeah. So, and then when we did that, after arranging that, we actually went there and we shot the Quran. And that's of course a very terrible thing to do. I know. Black Angel said he's a psycho. What do you expect? I don't know. You expect a psycho to do something reasonable, maybe in this case, but no. What are we doing? We're going and shooting the Quran. Who shoots a book? Who shoots a book? We do. It was a lot of fun. I'm kind of waiting for the footage. I don't have the footage of me shooting this Quran here, but this was a special thing. Like after going through one Quran one by one and just trying like one shot each, I said, and I didn't even plan this in advance. I said, "Hey, you know what? I want to unload the AK-47 on one single Quran, and I want it in different angles. Let's do this." And the guy was like, Derek, he was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So we just interrupted everything, and I took the AK-47, and that's the first time that I actually used an AK-47. The last time that I used a rifle was like 10 years ago in the military, and I used it maybe twice or something like that. So I picked it up, did a few test shots, then shot it once, and it gave me a huge rush. And I noticed how like the power of that gun. And as soon as I got used to the pullback of it, the strength of it, I just started shooting at the Quran and kept shooting, and it was like hopping around. Everyone found it so funny. And yeah, then this happened. I turned it into this, and that was the most satisfying thing I've done in a long time. I actually hurt myself. I think I was like my I'm red here, and I also have quite some pain because of the strength of the AK-47. But it was so satisfying. It was more satisfying than having the sexual strength of 30 men and going to all of your 11 wives in one night. Um, wait, what is that? Ridvan packing heat. What's next? David promoting extramarital relations? Uh, what does packing heat mean? What does packing heat stand for? That means to carry a gun. Okay, yeah. Okay. See, I need to learn American. Packing heat. Why is that? Why is that? Why does it seem so contradictory? Why would it seem so contradictory that I would advocate shooting guns or having guns? I actually have guns, not very many, but I also don't have any problem with it. I don't have anything against it because I think it's nice. It's necessary in my case. I don't like the existence of many of the guns. I don't like the easy access to it, but I think it's all right. So I'm trying to look for that shooting thing now. Here. Let's see. I actually want to look at that. I'm going to share my screen now. La 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 la. Share system audio. Let's see. Let's see. What is this? So this is on Rumble. Sneeko is on Rumble. He can't be on YouTube because he's banned from YouTube, but he's on Rumble. And here he actually did this whole thing, like shooting. It's called Muslims Shooting Pride in America. I have to say something here. I don't even consider Sneeko a Muslim. I also don't consider Andrew Tate a Muslim. These guys are just opportunists who take advantage of the current popularity of Islam among some of the mad incel people and others. This guy has nothing to do with Islam. I'm pretty sure that recently one of his ex-girlfriends even came out and said that he talks a lot in public about Islam, but in private he has nothing at all to do with Islam. He doesn't care about Islam. He does whatever he wants. He publicly claims that he doesn't drink alcohol. In private, he still drinks alcohol. He has sex with multiple people, threesomes, orgies, whatever it is. He doesn't care. And it looks like one of those cases where he either uses Islam just to get some popularity or to get different benefits. I don't know. Am I going to see an ad now? I'm seeing an ad. Oh boy. Glad it's muted. Okay. Let's see. Stop it. Okay. San Diego Day One.
You see this? This is actually a real samurai sword, meaning folded metal. So this is not stainless steel. This is what was actually used. I got this because I read a scholar's opinion that close to the Day of Judgment.
What is this?
Traditional weapons will no longer function because of the resources being finished. So it'll go back to swords and so.
Oh, are you kidding me? Did he actually just say that?
Close to the Day of
Because of whose opinion?
Steel. This is what was actually used. I got this because I read a scholar's opinion that close to the Day of Judgment, traditional weapons will no longer function because of the resources being finished. So it'll go back to swords and.
I heard that very same thing, which I'm pretty sure is based on a complete misunderstanding of reality, of real sources in the world, and pretty sure that an Islamic scholar's opinion here is not representative of the reality of resources in the world, but whatever. That's why he has a sword, because he thinks the end times will probably come soon, and there will be no more guns, because for some reason, magically, before he even dies, like within a few decades, we will run out of everything in the world, and nobody will have guns anymore, and then he will have a sword, and with a sword he will do amazing stuff. Even if we somehow ran out of all the resources that we have, humans are at this point technologically advanced enough to to create different weapons aside from the traditional guns used for shooting. So, wow, Ibn Fibn the Swordman.
So
What is this?
Hey man, what you said? What you said, man?
See, this is one of those things. Like, there is something called trigger discipline. There is a discipline that you have to have with weapons, with guns, where you are not supposed to point the gun at somebody, even if you're sure that it's not loaded, and you're supposed to keep your finger off the trigger at all times. I'm pretty sure there's also something about the ethical treatment of swords, where you're not supposed to point the sword at somebody, even in a joking manner. But of course, Sneeko would not know anything about discipline. So,
and Kel-Tec KSG is a 12 gauge pump action shotgun.
I used to dominate Call of Duty with this gun.
Oh yeah.
what is happening? What is it with the hair? Who is that?
That on the wall is actually a functioning musket. That shoots. It's not for decoration only. So this is a.
What does he suddenly look like a caveman here? What's happening here? I don't understand. What is
Kel-Tec KSG.
what's going on here?
This is a 12 gauge pump action shotgun.
I used to dominate Call of Duty with this gun.
Oh yeah. KSG from Modern Warfare 3.
Black Ops 2, the long range shot.
That's someone different. Who is that? What is with that hair? What is that? What is happening here?
Nice.
It's not loaded, right? Yeah.
Nope. You can check if you want.
Let me check right now.
Chill.
So, would you call it a clip or a magazine?
So, this would be a magazine,
Okay.
but this is a
shotgun.
built-in magazine, so it's already in the entire.
Who is this person? What is with that hair? What is going on here? This is very strange. It looks like caveman style or something. I don't know. I don't know. This is just my genuine reaction to it. What do you want me to think? And what do you want me to say? This looks very strange. Black Angel said that's Uthman's son. Really? Are you serious? Is it his son? Wow. That's Uthman transitioned. No. I don't know. It kind of, I thought it's a wig, but when I saw it from the back, I thought Uthman put on a wig for some very weird, goofy reason, and I was wondering why he would do that as the serious scholar that he is. And then this is actually his son. No way. That's anyway. And what is with those shoes there? I'm just having a lot of fun with this right now. But what is with those shoes on? Who puts those things on the wall? Yeah, somebody just pointed that out. AP is just jealous. I have better aim than him. Hey, you were there. Next sucker nag, Wyatt, and I was better than you. Just admit it. I had the best aim. Oh no, actually, I had the best aim until Thaddeus came and beat me, which is terrible, of course. It's not loaded. Famous last words. Exactly. You are always supposed to have trigger discipline and stuff. AP, that's your cousin. No, I've never seen a person who looks like this. This is very strange. This retard has Nike, as you say in America, or Nike, as you say in most of the world, pagan god on his wall. Shirk. Hey, seriously, right? That's funny.
Gun, so you don't need to take it out or nothing like that. Like that would use.
What's this site, too?
I thought Shake was one of the shapeshifter or something. I don't know.
That's just a red dot.
See,
Oh, okay.
Just because if you're going to be posting this, you're going to want to have like proper firearm safety and all that.
Yeah.
So just to go over it real quick, keep your finger off of the trigger. Never point the firearm at anything you're not willing to destroy.
Well,
I don't know if you want to destroy him or not. But yeah, don't point it at people. And also just always treat the gun like it's loaded. So
Yeah.
like if it was loaded, how would you treat it?
not pointing it directly at my cameraman.
Exactly.
This is so funny. It's like teaching a child, like, if it was not, how would you treat it? I would not point it at a friend. I will never do that. Exactly right. Now let's repeat that again. What would you not do? I would never point it at a friend. Good job. Good job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then that would be like a good safety
Right.
thing to avoid because there's all kinds of issues where people accidentally shoot, even if they didn't mean to and all that. So good safety feature,
Yeah.
good safety measure.
We'll put that part before the aiming at the.
Yeah.
Wait, that's correct. I wonder if he's ever got a license for shooting. If he ever went, I mean, these are some very basic things that you're supposed to know and learn if you when you go shooting and when you go to a gun range. When what they do is, in my experience, what they do is they ask you if you have they check if you have any record with them. If you don't, then they it is you're supposed to sit down and at least watch an instructional video on gun discipline. So
Yeah. So you just open that up and then you can open it.
Okay.
what do you mean you don't need one? I'm pretty sure this video was taken in where is this? Didn't it just say San Diego in California?
So if you want to try that out.
For all the Islamophobes that are coming through.
Yeah. This one shotgun is actually unique in that it has 2 magazine tubes. So it can hold twice as many rounds as a normal shotgun.
Oh yeah. I love this coming through.
Okay, what did you just say?
That part before the aiming at the.
Yeah. So you just open that up and then you can open it.
Okay.
So if you want to try that out.
For all the Islamophobes that are coming through.
Yeah. This one shotgun is actually unique.
Oh, okay. So that's what we're doing. That's what they were talking about. Okay. I never even saw this video. I only saw a brief part of when they are shooting. But he actually just said that. So, wow. Okay. Sneeko, this is on you. Sneeko, this is on you, Sneeko. Look at this. Look at this. I did this because of you, Sneeko. You encouraged me to do this. Right now, I'm just talking about it, but we will publish it very, very soon. Oh, wait a minute. In fact, I think I have a. I think David sent me one of those photos earlier that we took that I found so funny, of me pointing at the Quran with a different gun, not the one that I shot, just because it looks so nice. Let me see if I can quickly pull it up here. I don't even know what this gun actually was. Some expert will probably come up here. Are you kidding me, man? He took those photos with his iPhone, which nowadays saves photos in a different file format that I don't even know how to open right now. This is ridiculous stuff. Give me a minute. 1 minute. See, if I had David here, who's not even here, I would have him talk, because he can always talk forever. He never stops while I'm looking for something. But unfortunately, he's not here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I can't display these photos. This is ridiculous, man. Who uses iPhones? Which loser uses iPhones, actually? Whatever, here's a preview. On his phone, I even look like a small person. I don't know what happened here. I look like squeezed together like this. I look very small. But here I have one of those guns pointing at the Quran, which I destroyed not with this one, but actually with an AK-47 earlier than that. So yeah. And I did this all because of Sneeko. Sneeko gave us the idea. It's all Sneeko's fault. It's all Sneeko's fault. What? There is an app on the Windows Store for opening Apple Photos. I'm not going to look for that right now. Thank you, Andrew Martin, but I'm not going to look for that right now. I don't care enough about that. I'll probably just download an extension or just convert those photos into regular photos that everybody else in the world uses. No idea why people need to depend on some Apple stuff. I noticed too that this video is the color and everything in this video, plus the way it looks inside here. It looks like this has been filmed in Afghanistan, so maybe they actually met in Afghanistan, not in San
That it
Diego.
has 2
But I cannot confirm that at the moment.
magazine tubes. So it can hold twice as many rounds as a normal shotgun.
Oh yeah, I love this
Pretty
sound,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Huh? Islamophobe?
What you said?
What?
Jihad, no, I'm kidding. Okay, you wanna go do quick shooting real quick?
Yeah.
Shoot outside.
Oh, a little child is getting introduced to guns. It's funny.
Show love to our brother Sneeko Masters. Love to our brother.
Isn't this so hilarious? I mean, this guy here, Sneeko, he doesn't have any proper anything good that he's known for. There is nothing good that he's known for that he actually contributed to. I don't know, to culture, to society, to the intellectual sphere of whatever he's supposed to belong to. All he is some he's an online entertainer. I could say, I guess in his own kind, he is entertaining and he's funny, and I get it. But that's all he is. He's an entertainer. And what he does nowadays still, if you look at the streams that he does, is to make live streams or make videos where he hangs around with a bunch of women and talks about banging them all. And they talk about how a man should have sex with a lot of people. And he still hangs around with 2 girls on his lap that kiss each other, and afterwards, off camera, he has sex with both of them and stuff like that. And then he drinks and still parties. He still uses drugs, extreme drugs, and here he is being celebrated by the Muslim community, including by Sheikh Uthman. For what? For what? Is all that really matters to these people, the popularity, the number of people that follow him? Is that all that matters here? So, he has so many followers, so many fans on the internet. He has so many views. He matters to some really messed up culture. Therefore, we should embrace this guy, ignore everything he does, and use this guy to show to everyone that Islam is wonderful. Is that how it works? That is a very, very short-sighted, a very myopic, way of promoting Islam. That should be very clear. You could, of course, draw attention in a very short term to Islam, but in the long term, you are basically damaging Islam. It's like making like terrible clickbait videos or making yourself popular through very, very notorious, very unpopular things. You will get some attention for a moment, but in the long run, you will just cause nothing but harm. But I don't know. Sheikh Uthman, I can't blame him. I mean, maybe he will grow up one day and he will understand. We'll see. I don't know.
Wahab and everybody else that came. And these are people who Allah, like this brother, Allah guided him to Islam.
Allah guided him to Islam, sure.
I can't hear you. What'd you say? What? I'm the only one here?
It won't even impact a lot of kinetic energy on it.
This sounds like one of those high school kids when I was in high school who think they're tough because they're just doing this thing that they always dreamed of.
Are they leaving?
Yeah. Chill. You have to like zoom in for that on shot. And then zoom out. Hold on.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Wow.
Pride Month.
That's art.
I used to be a graffiti artist.
Alhamdulillah. Mashallah.
Okay, but I need to go back to see who actually came up with
I don't know if this is a hate crime, unfortunately. But just imagine, or editor, just Photoshop a rainbow over this target. We can make do, but it's not the same. I don't know if this is a hate crime. It's
Nah,
a
you
joke.
should write
I'm just
moist
joking.
critical on the box and shoot it. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I mean, poor guy. I don't want to.
Nah, he's chill.
Poor guy.
I don't know if it's gonna be able to.
Whom did he just mention? Something critical. Isn't that the guy that he had some beef with recently, and who really publicly humiliated and made fun of Sneako? What's that guy's name? Something critical. Somebody probably knows more than me because I don't usually follow these guys. Some YouTuber, Penguins, is that the guy? And he's known as something critical. I don't know. Critical, moist critical, is that the same person? Penguins, moist critical, is that the same person? I don't know. Moist critical, yeah, that's okay, that's the same person. Penguinzo. This guy, I saw a video that was going around where he's making fun of him. Okay, wait a minute.
You started shit with me by insulting me and my girlfriend out of nowhere, so naturally
Don't play music. It'll get censored here.
I responded by making fun of you in return and showcasing the reasons why I don't respect you. But unfortunately, I failed to calculate.
Who the hell made this video? Why is the music so loud? And it's like, I know who that is. It's 21 Savage. Why is the music so loud? And that is playing. Well, I can't even hear the guy. But there's a part, I guess, where he teaches him about. Oh, here.
So he started dancing around with the gun and threatening to come shoot me. So he kept saying, "Oh, you're in Tampa, right? I'll come see you," waving his gun around and dancing.
You want to watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching. You were?
Now, the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream, I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said, watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy. This is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile. You absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips. You absolute fucking dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips. You look fucking stupid here.
Okay,
Hey,
so
Sneako.
that was that's what I was talking about. Okay, so I didn't even see the background of that whole thing, but apparently Sneako has a habit of just comedically threatening people with guns without even understanding the terminology of them. That's hilarious. That was good. That was good. Okay, so it was Sneako's idea to do the Pride Month.
Okay. No, you're gonna have to like zoom in for that on a shot. And then zoom out. Hold on.
Wow. That's art.
I used to be a graffiti artist.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So as far as I can see, Sneako wanted some rainbow flag or something on the target, and then Sheikh Uthman jumps in to save the day and writes Pride Month on it, which is very dumb. Pride Month on the target, above the. It's not even on the target. It's like it's above the target. So the guy, the person on the target, then is there a person? There's a person, yeah. The person on the target then is Pride Month. Yeah, that makes complete sense. That's amazing, right?
Mashallah.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Okay.
Hey, you want to take the first shots? Yeah. You want me to show you how to do it? This is to charge it. You're gonna pull this backwards. That's gonna put it around in the chamber. This is the safety right here. Whenever you're ready to fire, you can flick this off. Like this downwards is fire. That's safe. You feel it in your hands?
You don't want to drink first to show? All right, good.
No, it's okay. We can give the arms.
Hey, this is very funny. Sheikh Uthman earlier said that that he got himself a sword because the scholar said that towards near the end time there won't be guns and all of that. There will just be swords. So why is he training with guns? Why does he still have guns? He should just get rid of them and just have a sword or knives or whatever. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is a rare glimpse into Taliban in training. Let's see how they perform.
Pull back. Are you ready?
Hey,
to fire?
Bismillah. Push down, right?
Push down, yeah.
It's good.
Say Bismillah. If you don't say Bismillah, you won't perform very well.
Oh.
That's not how you shoot.
Yeah, tuck in
I'm
your
gonna
shoulder.
shoot lefty because of the cross eye.
Yeah.
Please hurt yourself. Okay.
Ooh, that was
Not much.
good. Nice.
He actually
Okay, tuck in your shoulder.
he actually tried to shoot like this. That would have been catastrophic. That's not how you shoot. Then he corrected it and I guess put it on his chest. They probably told him about it. I don't know.
Ooh, that was good. Nice. Ooh. I'm running to David Harder.
He's standing like he's taking a piss. Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and just judge him for everything that he does because everything he does is just wrong. But uh, um,
Alrighty, empty?
Empty.
I just put it back on safe. You're still ready to go?
I want to see the results. Show me the results. No,
First time
Just
ever.
look it up safe. and
Cherry
then-
being popped right now.
I'm so proud of him.
I'm so proud.
Get your thumb back around.
Say Bismillah.
Canadian.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you want
okay. Don't you need a license in California to shoot a gun? Not sure. I don't know.
Yeah!
Nice shot. Hey, it's his first time. Sometimes this happens to everybody once in their life.
Don't be nervous.
Man. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, give me a moment.
Bro, that's that Canadian name.
It happens twice to every man.
You didn't say
Yep.
Bismillah, that's what it was.
It's because he didn't say Bismillah. That's why.
There you go.
Nice.
Now you're a man.
You can aim a little.
That's what Muhammad said when he was asked a bunch of questions that he didn't know the answer to. He went away and said, "I will come back with the answer." Then he didn't come back. He came back much later than he said he would, and then he said, "I meant to come back, but I couldn't because I forgot to say inshallah. If Allah permits." So it's very important to always say Allah in one way or another before you do something, because otherwise you can just use it as an excuse like Muhammad did, and that's very bad.
High and to the left. That's where
Center
it's
roll is
hitting.
being reinforced right now.
It's not for life.
Bumbleclad, you missing?
Hold on, man. Give me a second. I'm trying.
It's his first time, man. He's a little too excited.
Yeah, bring it in a little lower.
Now you're a
Where'd
man.
that go?
Can't.
Now you're a man.
It was on the
You need
submarine.
to shoot guns to be a man.
Good, good. You're right next to the red.
There we go. Right under the red.
Nice.
You're out. What'd you think?
That's fun.
Now you're a man.
I feel like a man now.
He's not married. All those good.
Now he's a man. Before that, he was not a man. Before that, he didn't have a penis, and he didn't have the right chromosomes. After shooting the gun, he has finally he got the right chromosomes. They rearranged themselves, and he also magically grew a penis and testicles, and his voice changed, and all of that happened. So now he is finally a man, because that's what happens when you shoot a gun. I know this for a fact. After you shoot a gun, you actually grow a penis. Alrighty.
Niqabi religious sisters.
Get
he's a
up,
man
Sheikh
now.
Usman. Hit me up. They're the Pashtuns in the North Pakistan. They got the green eyes.
Tell
Inshallah.
you what, I'll do the nikah for you. Sorry.
Woo! Okay.
So, if you want to get closer, clean right up. You're gonna look at this. You're gonna find
Sheikh
that.
Uthman is a man
You're
now.
gonna blur this out. You're gonna zoom on
He
this.
just became a man.
Target.
How many more bullets in the mag?
Probably about 8 more. You got the R. You got the D. You got the T.
This is a terrible target. Just a terrible, terrible target. The Quran is a much better target, I have to say. I just stole that idea from somebody who said that.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see the Pride Month damage. Boom, R done. Right through the D. E could have used work. And then the month is still. I mean, I got the pride, not the month. This is the bigger one, if we're gonna be honest. Alhamdulillah.
I'm just showing this right now because it will be very relevant to all of those after we publish our the results of our great work. All of those that will complain about what we have done. It will be very relevant. Very relevant. Hey, this was actually my first bullet here. I'll show you this here. My first shot. So once we came together, once we gathered, we said, okay, let's do. First thing we do is take a 22 and shoot at one single Quran. And I was the first one to shoot. I was going for the center, but this was how close I got to the center. Allah protected the Quran's center from getting hit, but at least it is still close to it. I still got the heart, so it is dead now. It is dead. It has died. This was my shot. This is the first one. And I did this in response to Sneeko doing all of these other things that he did here on camera. And then, let's see. Oh, this is the photo that I shared on my community tab, and that's also the thumbnail. As you can see here, you can see this guy, this very important guy standing here. He's obviously very excited by what he's about to do. And David here, he said he doesn't want to touch a gun because he's scared of guns, and he's scared of the sound of guns. He said he cries like a baby, and he gets traumatized whenever he sees guns and when he holds guns. So he couldn't do it, which is why he got these ancient toys here and pretended that he's tough as well. Meanwhile, I was here with the AK-47 in preparation to shoot these things. I'm just kidding, by the way. David is legally not allowed to use guns. Which is, of course, very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Yeah, I took some photos of those before they became really messed up. Because later, they turned into something really bad. And wait a minute. In fact, at the very end of the day, when it got a little bit darker,
I'm gonna pan to this.
they turned into this. Here's Hatun talking about the Qurans that are burning on the ground.
to stop the suffering of next generation.
Yeah. Hadran didn't do anything. She didn't, very funnily, she didn't do anything to the Quran at all, to any of the Qurans, except here in this case after they were burned and shot.
That was really cool.
She-
That's your final
She kicked them and did other things to them and just made sure that they are all burned because we didn't want to waste the fire and all that, you know. So that's what happened. That's what happened here. I'm just showing you the videos that I took for no reason, just for my personal experience. But of course, we will eventually see the final results of what we have done to this wonderful book, of the actions of the great scholar Sheikh Uthman and the great scholar Sneeko. Yeah, is that all? I have a bunch of stuff here to show, but I'll just leave that to later. I will leave that to later. I will leave that to a different time. Okay. I'm just going to copy this on the side and while I watch.
I like guns.
I love guns.
I like guns.
For 22 handguns, this is one of the best. It's it's interesting. Not that I am encouraging this, but assassins use this because it's a small bullet, but if it enters somebody's head, it doesn't exit. You know, so it's 22 buck mark. It's nice. Earlier we were shooting, that was a SIG. It's really good guns. Again, all legally purchased, legally bought.
I don't know about that.
Reiterating that, yes.
All right, let's go get some more guns.
All right. Well, why does it matter that it doesn't? If you're an assassin, why do you not want the bullet to leave the head?
Because when the
Oh my. Why do you think, Sneeko? Why do you think?
bullet stays as the person moves, you pick them up, it moves around.
It rattles around?
Yeah, so this is why a lot of, like, even like on a 9mm, well, this is a 22, but I'm thinking for a 9mm, for home defense, you want to use like a hollow tip. Hollow tip.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Oh yeah, so when it hits, it opens up like a flower.
Mhm.
So then, like a hard nose would just go through. But a hollow tip, then when they pick them up, it moves, it cuts the person. It's a lot more dangerous.
There are many reasons you're not supposed to make a mess. You're supposed to. It will stay in there, prevent you from. I don't know. I mean, this guy can't think of anything.
Huh?
That's the shot.
It looks very funny when this guy who dresses like the Taliban is going there violently shooting. It just looks like the Taliban in action.
Second Amendment, First Amendment, I'm within my rights. Of course.
Having too much fun, Shake.
And by the way, this shotgun is used by people who are like me, and this is special knowledge that I want to give you, which you can keep in your wonderful head. Since you don't know anything, I will tell you something about this one that is also that I also heard from somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it's true.
Bring him to the.
Just like when I told you that that gun is used by assassins, because that's also something that I heard from somebody. I'm not sure if it's actually true, but just pretend it's true because that's what I told you. Let's see, do I have anything here? Anything worthy of anything worth showing? Wait a minute. Where's the? I have a photo of Aisha here. That was fun. What's the funniest thing that I actually saw that day? Here's Aisha. We did a little skit of of Elle, who has her own channel, LISO Elohim. I was live on her channel yesterday with all of the Christian dorks, but we did a thing of her, a skit of her being Aisha and shooting the Quran after Muhammad is dead, because she's angry. Then, oh yeah, here I have Eric, who is her husband and the host. He dressed up as Muhammad with these beautiful locks like Muhammad, and she's holding a gun. And Quran's burning, the Quran's burning once again. Here's Hatun and me, and that's, I think, all we have got. There'll be a lot of footage that will be coming.
Audio, we'll see how the
Let's go to
military
the
does.
Pride Mode one more time. Whoa. That's the shotgun. It's a whole spread.
I'm so offended that you keep insulting Christians. Why would you be offended? Everyone knows Christians are boring and stuff. You know. I keep doing that to David too, and he just laughs because he keeps saying terrible stuff about atheists.
Well, it's almost July.
Bring your shotgun and bring the Beretta. Bring the Beretta, bring the Glock. Okay.
It's just crazy how YouTube can, like last year, I was on a debate panel with Sheikh Uthman, and he was in the park with his kids. And a year later, we're committing jihad in San Diego. Mashallah.
And maybe next year you can finally join your dream team, the Taliban in Afghanistan, where you can finally live your life to the fullest. And when you, Sneeko, will wake up to the reality of what it means to live in an Islamic society, and then you'll be like, oh, I don't like this. I can't bang as many women as I want and drink all night and do cocaine. I want to go home. Please let me go home. I didn't mean it. I wasn't serious about Islam. I want to bang all my girlfriends. I want to do some cocaine. Please let me go home.
Life's crazy. So, Sheikh Uthman, you have a gang history. What did they used to call you?
This is some top secret information, but they used to call me Shooter.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't play pool.
What did they? Mashallah, life's crazy. So, Sheikh Uthman, you have a gang history. What did they used to call you?
This is some top secret information, but they used to call me Shooter.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't play pool.
What was your favorite weapon of choice?
Back then, I used to have a 38 special. I had a 25 I used to keep with me. I had a few shotguns. I had a sawed-off AK. Those were illegal. So obviously, I don't have those anymore because all my guns are legal. But those are, I mean, daily I used to carry a 38.
Uthman used to be a gangster. He used to engage in illegal acts and used to promote the idea of being a gangster and ganging up and mob and stuff like that. Of course, he doesn't do such stuff anymore, except when somebody disrespects Islam.
I had a 25. It was a little small one. It used to be in my pocket a lot.
Okay, this was the dumbest thing I've watched in my entire life.
What?
Cancel culture. Wow, that's very, very, very brave.
Okay.
They're shooting cancel culture. What in the world?
Started on that stuff.
Why is Sheikh Uthman shooting cancel culture? Okay, why is Sheikh Uthman shooting cancel culture? I understand that he's shooting Pride Month. But why is he shooting cancel culture? When Islam is the ultimate cancel culture. I don't get it. I'm against cancel culture. Lots of people are against cancel culture. I just listened to a song that was a very nice song about cancel culture, which is by the band Falling in Reverse. It's called Zombified. Very, very, very interesting. But why would an Islamic scholar who advocates for an Islamic state, who wants complete tyranny, authoritarianism, totalitarianism, who wants Sharia, why would he shoot at cancel culture? I don't even understand. Because in his ideal world, people who criticize Islam would be punished. People who leave Islam would be punished and executed. People who I don't know, do all kinds of things, would be punished and executed. In his ideal world, there is no such thing as free speech. In his ideal world, your words can directly take you to the wonderful stage where all the Muslims will proudly watch you as you are executed because you dare to think differently. So why in the world would he shoot cancel culture? Sheikh Uthman, Islam is cancel culture. Islam is the ultimate cancel culture. Islam is violent cancel culture. Islam is the most serious form of cancel culture that you can possibly have. In Islam, it is not allowed to speak. You are canceled forever by humans. And then Allah wants you to be canceled by dying, whereafter he can then punish you more. This makes no
White
sense.
power. White people should be able to say white power, 100%. If black people could say, I'm proud of being black, but a white guy gets canceled for saying, I'm proud of being white, I don't want to live in this country anymore. If black people say black power and a white guy can't say white power, I don't want to live in this country. If we're going to say that everybody should celebrate minorities and white people are 8% of the world's population, then white people should be proud of their race. White power.
Now, here is the fun thing. Now, when Sneeko says what he just said about white power and white culture and all of that, I'm very conflicted because I agree with the sentiment that you should be allowed to say such a thing, that you should be allowed to make such statements. But I also know precisely why Sneeko says what he just said. He doesn't just think, oh, it is unfair. I mean, we don't even mean anything by it. So white people should also be proud of their culture. That's not what he says. I think it's true. White people should be proud of their culture. Nobody should be shamed for that, right? They should be proud of who they are. Nobody should be shamed for that. Nobody should be canceled for that. Nobody should do anything about that. However, Sneeko is not just some guy who just cares about consistency. That's not what his deal is. What Sneeko cares about is that the Nazis were actually great people, that they are being blamed and shamed for no reason, that Hitler was a fantastic guy. He's friends with Nick Fuentes, whom he admires a lot, who also believes in establishing a religious fascist state. He thinks basically that Jews are behind all of the problems in the world that he has, and he probably believes in giving responses in form of genocide to Jews. He's also the one who supported Kanye simply because of his Nazi ideas that he had for a little while, because of his psychotic behavior. So he's saying all of this because he is trying to be an edgy, half-black neo-Nazi who is also being used by actual neo-Nazis because of his popularity and all that. And if you don't believe me, I mean, we can go into that. There is lots of footage of him, of people on his stream doing Nazi salutes, him sharing the swastikas, which are used in Eastern religions in a religious sense, but he shares them and then makes implications about Nazi Germany. He supports neo-Nazi people. He promotes Nick Fuentes to no end and all of that. This is some little dumbass kid who believes in neo-Nazis. That's why he says these things. And of course, neo-Nazis and Islamists can become best buddies.
Gonna run the first shots to make sure it's still alive. Let's go for it.
Okay, this is very dumb. So, yeah.
1,000 shahadas, I think, this year. Shahada is when they get people to accept that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the final prophet and God is the one true God. And so the Christians...
God is the one true God. We've already gone through why Sneeko converted to Islam, and you can see that he is a complete idiot, and he didn't convert to Islam for any proper reason, not for any intellectual reason, not because he figured out that it's such an amazing religion. He converted to Islam because, well, Andrew Tate converted to Islam, and you know, and Islam is cool and stuff. That's why he converted to Islam. Sheikh Uthman, I don't want to talk about him very much, but I keep getting back to him. He recently mentioned me again. I think in one of these videos. I don't know. Was it here? They had a live stream, I think, where he mentioned me again while talking to Sneeko. He mentions me and mentions David Wood. This is so funny. Like, the guy is a scholar, right? He's a scholar of Islam. He's supposed to go out there and inform people about Islam, invite people to Islam, I don't know, argue for Islam, defend Islam in these street debates off the actual debate stages, which he never wants to go on. But it's like the Islamic equivalent of, I don't know, William Lane Craig. And the difference in quality there, like, William Lane Craig is a very well-spoken, very respected, respectful guy, whereas Sheikh Uthman is basically a caveman. That is because of the difference between Christianity and Islam. But so Sheikh Uthman is this Islamic scholar who talks for Islam, and he's just there randomly in the middle of everything, just talking about me and mentioning how Apus is running from me. I challenged him, and David, I already humiliated him and stuff like that. I imagine, how would it be if William Lane Craig went on stages or to conferences and had conversations with people and was like, and Cosmic Skeptic, for example. I talked to him and he humiliated Cosmic Skeptic. He's scared running from me. And these other atheists, I don't know, genetically modified skeptic. He's scared of me. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine if Christian scholars acted like that? This is so stupid. Why is this Islamic scholar so concerned with me that he comes together with people, and then he's like, "Oh, Apus. I'm some YouTuber that you attacked numerous times without me ever saying anything about you, and then actually refused to have a debate with. And you're still stuck on me, some random YouTuber. Don't you have better things to do, man?" Of course, you have better things to do, like inviting this idiot here to promote your Islamic garbage. These people are such a joke. Such a joke, man. What a joke. I should have David here reenacting William Lane Craig talking trash about atheist YouTubers. Or I should just get William Lane Craig to actually do that as a joke. That'd be funny. What else is there? What else? A lot of stuff happened about Andrew Tate while I was gone. Andrew Tate has been released from house arrest. Oh my. This is so idiotic. So this is actually a fun thing to talk about very briefly. So Andrew Tate has been released from house arrest and moved to judicial control on Friday. Friday, right? Was it yesterday? Yesterday, Friday, yes. And a lot of people came out and were like, "Here, you see, Andrew Tate is now free. He's free. This means all of the whole case was all nonsense. It was all wrong. It was all, it was all unjust. He's now free. What do you say now?" What actually happened is that Andrew Tate and his team convinced the court that that they don't need to be under house arrest because there is no danger of them fleeing, and they pledge not to flee the country, and they will not pander with the evidence and the witnesses and all of that. So the court finally granted them, okay, fine, you are still under arrest, but you will be moved from house arrest to judicial control. And judicial control here, what it means is that somebody actually tweeted a response to that. Oh yeah, here. Judicial control, posted by Dunia, thank you, is that Andrew Tate will no longer have to remain in house arrest. He is now allowed to leave his house under the condition that he spends his time only in this very small place in Romania, the county of Ilfov and the city of Bucharest. And he may not, under any circumstances, leave the boundary of this county here, this very tiny place in Romania. And he's acting like the case is over. He's acting like he's free now. And he's also not allowed to have any interactions with any of the witnesses that are counted and any of the other defenders that are also currently in the case and that are charged. And nothing at all changed about the charges. The trial is expected to start in October, and he's still charged for human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized criminal group. But here he is after the news break, after 10 months, 3 in jail, 7 at home, after 15 million euro of asset seizures, after an indictment, he can't even spell indictment, based on nothing. I'll come to that in a second. The file was passed to a judge who has ruled it weak and circumstantial. I'll come to that in a second too. I have been released from house arrest, but must remain within Romania. Number 3, I'll come to that too. I just did actually. Now to the mosque. Alhamdulillah. So here you can see that Andrew Tate is a very obedient and devout Muslim who cares a lot about his practices, about the mosque, about worshiping Allah. So the first thing he wants to do is just to go and wash his face and immediately pray in a mosque, because all he needed this whole time was just to go and pray to Allah in a mosque. Of course, I don't know if he'll be able to drive there in his Bugatti, because his Bugatti has been seized by the by the authorities. Just a second, Wyatt. I will come to you. So I want to quickly go through some of the things that he mentioned here. Now, he already gets the number of months that he was in jail wrong. I think 10 months. I'm not sure. Could be correct. I don't know. His assets are still seized. A lot of his stuff is still seized because he's still awaiting trial. He's not innocent. After an indictment based on nothing. Now, an indictment, which is not spelled like this, it is with a C right here, is something that is issued by a court after. So what happens is the prosecution submits an indictment request to the court and says, we want to charge him with these and these things, and then also presents all kinds of evidence to the court. They have to do that. They have to present evidence to the court. They have to say, we want these charges, and these charges are based on all of these evidences. The court then goes through them and says, okay, there seems to be significant evidence to suggest that these charges are reasonable. Okay, we approve this indictment. Indictment is now issued. That's how it goes. But Andrew Tate comes out here and says, after indictment based on nothing. This is not even possible. You can't indict a person without evidence. There's plenty of evidence which the court has approved, for which he has been indicted and officially charged with several crimes, including but not limited to. Let's see. I actually posted that earlier. Here it is. Andrew Tate's charges are forming an organized criminal group, human trafficking in a continued form, multiple counts of that as well, and all of those multiple counts are supported with evidence necessarily for material acts concerning the injured persons, and so on, and rape in continued form on 2 counts, also supported by evidence. These charges have been verified, have been issued. They were approved by the court. This is not based on nothing. You have to be a complete idiot or completely dishonest to say that it is based on nothing. It is based on at least something that the court deemed supportive of these charges. And I don't know. I don't know what kind of dumb lawyers he has, but if he is in public basically accusing the judges in question of not doing their job and of approving some nonsensical stuff unreliably without any evidence, then he's not making himself very popular with the court here. He's not making himself very popular with the judge. He's not making himself very popular with anybody here. You have the highest authority in Romania when it comes to organized crime and terrorism, prosecuting him and presenting tons of evidence to the court, and the court approving the evidence, and he's like, oh, it's based on nothing. What an idiot. I mean, we have criminal lawyer Bruce Rivers saying that he sees a 0 chance that this guy will be declared innocent. And at this point, I don't understand how he could possibly get away with any of this. What an idiot. Pretty sure he will be convicted for quite a few things here. And I will celebrate when the day comes and Andrew and the Tates are convicted. I will celebrate. But you know what will also happen on that day? A lot of people will still say, this is the Matrix. He's innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. Even when it comes out, and when it's even when the court convicts him, and even when all of the media outlets around the world announce that he has been convicted, and even when they show the convictions and the evidence and everything that is out there, and even when more charges come against him, including trafficking minors, and even if he's convicted for that, in that case, I can only say if, not when. I'm not sure if that will happen. Even then, all those who supported him so far, and all those who say innocent until proven guilty, will still say he is innocent. This is the Matrix. Pretty sure that will happen. I'm very sure that will happen. But still, I will celebrate. I will celebrate. I will be happy that these guys were brought to justice. Yes. The seventh angel says, why are they messing about with this indictment? Either he's guilty or not. That's how it works everywhere. That's how it. So he has to be judged by an actual process. Justice has to be served. There has to be a prosecuting side which brings the evidence together. The charges have to be officially declared. He has to be officially given the chance to prove that he's not guilty, and he has to be officially ruled to be guilty under the rule of law. That's necessary in a modern society that has laws. So that's why. If we didn't have the rule of law here, if we didn't have the rule of law, if we didn't have due process, he would probably be just put in prison and, I don't know, be killed or something. But this is, I mean, what do you want? Do you want him to just be judged? Because right now, the DICOT, the Department for Human Trafficking and for Organized Crime and Terrorism, they already know that he's guilty. Do you want them to just go and throw them in there and keep him in prison forever? Of course, he has to go to trial. That's how it works. Tristan Tate is charged with different crimes. Georgiana Nagel, who is one of the accomplices, is charged with different crimes, and finally Luana Rado, who is getting away with the lowest number of crimes. But they all have organized crime and human trafficking. None of this changed. These idiots are celebrating. Some people who are actually fans of this guy are celebrating. They're like, "Oh, see what happened? He's free now." He's not free. He's not free. I knew weeks ago that he will probably be moved from prison, from house arrest to judicial control, and that's very common. That doesn't mean he's free. It just means that the court thought it's probably not necessary to keep him under house arrest because he will not flee. And in many cases, they might just do that because they want him to make a mistake. And maybe he will make a mistake. Maybe he will try to contact the other defendants, or he will try to pander. He will try to. I said it twice now. Huh. What's the right word? I'm confusing my words. He will try to change the evidence. He will try to tamper with the evidence. He will try to leave the county that he's supposed to stay in, and then he will get in trouble even more. I don't know. He had plans which were caught in transcripts to flee to Dubai. He actually made calls when he was in jail, which were recorded, where he was planning to go to Dubai as soon as possible and never come back again. So it's actually quite generous of the courts to grant him the ability to be out on judicial control. Dawn Sunrise said, "Great to see you, AP. Keep up the truth." Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, Dawn. Packing heat. I like packing heat. Holy Quran, nice. Oh yeah. For all of those who have not seen this wonderful thing. I don't know why David is not here. I texted David earlier. He's probably sleeping or something. He's always sleeping, never awake. Here's the Quran. Look, the Quran. It's wonderful. Wonderful piece of art here. AP playing with the pew-pews. Talk about holes in the narrative. We just kept making that joke over and over again when we were shooting. You have my support, AP. Please, peace and love to you and your family. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it very, very much. Navilax said, "Did shooting the Quran open the gates to Jannah?" It actually did. And we also caught footage of that on camera. We actually saw the doors of Jannah open to us. AP, what make AK were you guys shooting? LOL. I don't even know. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to a friend of Derek who hosted this whole thing. I don't know. What's that one? Zavusta? I don't know. Is it that one? I'm not even sure which one it was. It was an AK. That's all I know. And that's all I want to know. But I think I'm so inspired by that I actually want to get an AK myself now, because it was a lot of fun to shoot. Wyatt, what did you send me? Let's see. Wyatt says he sent me a video of David doing an introduction to the Are you sure this footage has nobody on here that doesn't want to be part of the... Oh, this is nice.
I have an idea. It was a long speech. It was a nice one.
Oh, look, he has a behind the scenes footage here. That's funny. That's funny, Wyatt. But why is this such low quality? What kind of phone do you have? What century is this? Why is it so quiet? Of course, you're very far away. I'm not sure if everybody can hear this, but this is actually footage of us announcing what we're doing.
Some events recently have led us to, rethink our views historically. I've always thought that things like...
Can you guys even hear this? It's the same quality as the Sneako video.
Burnings are stupid. I think of Nazis when I think of book burnings and so on. And as far as, just random book desecrations and so on, it's a pretty interesting group that has convinced me over the years that there's a time and a place for it, especially when people cross certain lines and act like complete hypocrites. Hey, P, what are your thoughts on this? My thoughts are completely different. I think burning books, destroying books is entirely fine. I love it. No, just kidding. Reading them is his problem. I don't think that there is anything intrinsically wrong with destroying books. However, I think it's a completely unnecessary act, especially if you want to get rid of the contents of the books. If that is not the goal, however, if it is just a form of protest, then I want to compare it to protesting different values by burning flags, for example, or burn flags, right? Yeah, or they say you deserve to be killed. They say I should be killed. Or leaving Islam, they say a human should be killed. That is apparently completely normal. I'm supposed to respect that, but they are outraged about books being destroyed. And then we get to some popular, you mentioned flag burnings and so on. I mean, you could go way back in history, but when Muhammad conquered Mecca, he went around stabbing the idols and poking out their eyes, the idols of the people who believed in them. So this was extremely.
This is so boring, man.
And he thought it was fine, and Muslims in general think it was fine.
Who actually listens to these guys?
This sort of thing has been going on for the centuries. When Muslims would conquer Hindu areas, they would take the Hindu idols and smash them to pieces and lay them around the mosque so that they would walk on them on their way into the mosque. And this has been going on for many centuries, even down to our own time. I seem to recall a form of protest of Sheikh Uthman and Sneeko and their view of LGBT.
Do you see how David started growing his hair? He did that after I grew my hair a little bit and put him in a bun. He suddenly started growing it too. And I asked him, what are you doing? Are you trying to copy me? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to try a bun and see how it is. And I said, wow, man, you couldn't be more pathetic. So I decided to cut my hair shorter.
Content and pride. Well, you're correct. Recently, they published a video which they uploaded on some platform where Sneeko and Sheikh Uthman both together appeared at a shooting range where they wrote pride on targets and on the thumbnails. I think.
So anyway, yeah.
When I went up to Iran, then I asked, "Is there?"
Wow, I thought this was like a 2-minute speech or something, but I didn't realize that we went on forever.
So, not something we wanted to do, something that we feel compelled to do.
Wow, this is terrible, man.
I have an idea.
I have an idea. Yeah, and then I come with an idea. And then, wait a minute.
It was a long speech.
Look, see, I said it was a long speech. I knew it. It was a long speech. Terribly long speech. What was I just talking about? Why did you just interrupt me with this completely unnecessary video that isn't even interesting? Adamson said, Sneeko, the guy that changes his mind every week. That's true. Very true about him. And Anthony Lafleur said, Sneeko is the type of guy who says that he won't shoot at his camera guy, but he would probably be stupid enough to shoot at his camera guy. He probably would. Can I just not call people stupid all the time? Can I just not call stupid people stupid all the time? St. Miles said, interesting show, but on call, staying away from Islam. Oh, okay. Have fun, and thank you. And Daryl said, next time use Tenorite for a big boom and page shredded everywhere. We were talking about that as well. I'm not sure what will happen in the future. And sent you an unlisted video of you and David introducing the Quran demolition. I know, I just watched it, White. Okay, I was talking about the rapist and sex trafficker. I said, can this indict? Oh yeah, what happened today is I actually wanted to make a stream where I respond to Candace Owens, because I mean, can this woman be even more dishonest? Candace Owens made a response video after everything that we said about her, and after people showed her that she's supporting a clearly guilty guy. And in her response video, she doubled down on defending Andrew Tate, accusing the victims of being liars. And I don't know, she just came with more and more ignorance. She is really just defending Andrew Tate, covering for him, making excuses for the guy who openly said on so many occasions that he used He explained the Loverboy method and explained on so many occasions that he did it, and she's just there defending him again and again and again and again, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick. Some people say, "Why do you talk so much about Andrew Tate? Why again Andrew Tate?" And I'm just, I feel like this is extremely important right now. So I didn't care that much about Andrew Tate before he was arrested. I don't know. Before he converted to Islam, I heard of him. Some people brought him up. I kept seeing him pop up on my phone on different social media platforms, and I thought, what kind of an idiot is this? Why would I listen to this moron? And I was disgusted by that guy because he was like a representation of everything that I have always kind of hated in my life. And I even made a post back then, long before he converted to Islam, saying that I don't want to talk about this guy. It's a waste of time to me. Then he converted to Islam, which drew my attention. And then I saw him using Islam and using Muslims. And it was clear that he's not really a Muslim. He doesn't really believe. And he's just pretending to be a Muslim. He has ulterior motives. And it's like a transaction is happening. The Islamists also use him for publicity and use him to impress others. I saw that, and I got more interested in actually countering this guy. And then I looked into the evidence. But at some point, the more I researched who Andrew Tate is, what he did in the past, and what he is still doing now, it changed into something else. It became, it stopped being about Islam to me. And it became all about what Andrew Tate is and the things he has done. I could take advantage of Andrew Tate being a Muslim, right? And I could use this against Islam. I could mention Islam whenever I talk about Andrew Tate. I could call him a typical Muslim. I could do all of these things if like taking advantage of the situation and using it for my own business or for my own goals, for my own agenda was all I cared about. But to me, I have to be honest, he is not even a Muslim. I don't even want to call him a Muslim. He doesn't care about Islam. I think to him, this is all just a grift and a strategic move. Tristan Tate said that he was offered benefits to convert to Islam, benefits in the Middle East, but he rejected it because he would find it disingenuous. And Tristan Tate is such a dumb individual that he said that despite his brother probably being offered the same, because why did his brother convert to Islam, right? It's immediately the question arises. So you were offered benefits in the Middle East to convert to Islam, but you reject it because you think that's disingenuous. So how about your brother? Didn't he convert around the same time after meeting with people in the Middle East? Was he offered benefits? Did he accept those benefits? Did you guys make a deal? Did you do this whole thing where you are a Muslim and you are a Christian, and the two of you will try to appeal to Christians and to Muslims? Of course, with the Christians it failed, but Muslims will just embrace them no matter what they do. So to me, Andrew Tate is just taking advantage of Islam and of Muslims. I don't think that Islam has anything to do with anything, except, of course, that Islam is suitable with his whole idea of women as tools and as objects, and with his hate and everything that he has. But to me, this is a completely different struggle. To me, this is about human trafficking, about grooming, about rape, about treating women like filth, and how Andrew Tate manipulates the masses and normalizes this, and how so many people around the world are okay with it or support it because they are manipulated, because they don't want to see the truth, or because they have different benefits from it, or because they agree with him. I don't know. But to me, this is a cultural emergency. I'm serious. I think people are downplaying this when they talk about how he's not worth it. I think this is actually a cultural emergency. This is, to me, as important as Islam, because in the public eye, Islam is a loser. People don't like Islam. People hate Islam. We talk about Islam being violent and hateful and all of that, and most people know this already. People just don't want to express it, right? But with Andrew Tate, it's like this guy emerged and became popular and took the world by storm because he is a professional manipulator and liar, which he has said in the past about himself so many times. He said that he's a liar and a cheater, that he can't be trusted, that he mastered the skills of turning people into something that they're not, of breaking people, of making people get rid of their values. We have shown evidence of him literally, actually bragging about turning a woman who is religious, who doesn't want to do online porn, into doing porn. I mean, he was proudly breaking her trust in God and convincing her that she's a better woman if she becomes a cam girl. And he was using all kinds of different tactics for that, including making up lies about her and her past and her hometown, and making her completely dependent on him, making sure that she doesn't have any money left, that she starves, and that she becomes dependent on him, and that she that she comes to agree that becoming a cam girl might be the only solution for her, so that she can live, so that she can contribute to her own wealth and to the wealth of Andrew Tate, convincing her that, yes, he does have cam girls and all of that, but those are employees and she will be different. She is a special girlfriend who will be married to him. She just shouldn't tell anybody about this. He did the same thing to all of them. And we have this guy going out there committing all kinds of crimes, engaging in actual human trafficking, in literal human trafficking by definition, and then going around denying that and convincing people that he's just being persecuted because he's a hero. To me, this is not about Islam. These are separate things. Islam is one thing. Andrew Tate and the human trafficker are a different thing. At this point, I even considered having a second focus on on human trafficking and people who do stuff in the form of whatever Andrew Tate does, and separating my Islam focus from this one and creating content on this, because I felt disgusted by the injustice, by the grift of people like Candace Owens, who is a disingenuous, horrible person, who is also, by the way, in the background friends with Andrew Tate, which is why she defends him. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Michael Knowles, I insulted Michael Knowles in the past for being a hypocrite and not reacting to the whole Andrew Tate thing, but he recently started coming around and calling Andrew Tate a terrible person. He actually made a reaction video to Andrew Tate, and he said some very interesting things, including that he said that that Andrew Tate is that what Andrew Tate did might be worse than raping people physically, because when you rape somebody, you violate their body. But what he did, which is seducing women for ulterior motives, for the purpose of just exploiting them and milking them dry and using them as slaves, he violates not only their bodies but also their soul, I think he said. Of course, I would say that it's their mind or their heart, whatever you want to say. But that's what he was pointing out. So he finally woke up and turned against him, and that's good. Kathy Bear said he also physically raped people. I know there are accounts of him actually having raped women as well. But of course, you have a lot of people now coming out and saying, oh, no, that's not rape. Because, well, even if she didn't want it, and even if she said stop, and even if he was violent and all that, why was she together with him to begin with? Why was she there? Which is also very interesting. Candace Owens blocked me, as many of you know, after I brought the evidence to her and asked her why she doesn't talk about why she's still defending Andrew Tate. First thing she did after me showing her the evidence was to block me. Fantastic. What a great sign, right? She blocked me. She saw the evidence from many other people who are on her side, people that she follows, people who follow her. She ignored them. She blocked people left and right. Here, I want to show this to especially to the religious folk one more time. These are leaked texts, and I showed them last week, in which one of the victims, who's still being completely manipulated and held in different standards by him and his team, she gets to know him and says, I do believe in God. I have never sent a picture of me in lingerie ever. I made a promise to God and myself, and I will keep it. 2, I will never do video chat or OnlyFans because my body is intimate. And here is leaked footage from Andrew Tate's War Room, where he says, where this other guy says she will break her principles for you. And Tate then explains that this is about as hard as a target gets to make a girl work. Won't even send me, her boyfriend, a sexy pic. Plus God mixed in. Maximum difficulty. If we all agree on that, I'll give you a play-by-play on what I try and whether it works or not. Here is he in the background with his guys in the war room, enjoying and plotting to break this girl and to somehow break her principles and her convictions and to turn her into a cam girl. Now, some might say, well, okay, well, maybe her faith wasn't strong, maybe she was weak and all that, but human psychology. Humans can be manipulated by different means, by manipulation, by deliberate manipulation, by being given false promises. You can play with someone's emotions and change them, making them think that they are actually doing the right thing, making them think that they should listen this time. You can make people break their principles, which is why you're not supposed to. Which is why torturing people for confessions is considered illegal, because you can torture people and get different things out of them. You can manipulate, you can scam people. He says it may not work, but it's definitely maximum difficulty. The God conviction stuff is hard to get over with religious girls. She doesn't want her friends to be right that I was using her for cam, because that's what he does. He says, same with the religious talk. Does she care about God? So to win, look at this part especially, I need to convince her that she's a better woman if she cams than if she doesn't. So he meets a woman, he does the PhD test, pimping hose degree as he calls it. He rules that this woman is susceptible, that she is kind of submissive, that she's weak, that she's not very, very, very strong, that she can easily fall in love with him and become dependent on him. So he makes a plan on how to manipulate and break this woman and how to lie to her in the right way in order to change her. And he sees, okay, she has, although she's not a wonderful Christian, she does seemingly respect her belief in God and some of the traditions and principles. So, okay, that's difficult. I'm going to break that too, and I will convince her that she should just get over that and become a cam girl so that she can make me money. That's the guy. That's the guy we're dealing with. And people really stand up for this guy. If you are religious, think about this. Yeah. This is something I shared. I should have uploaded this on YouTube.
There seems to be this understanding that you are being prosecuted, or you're being indicted rather, for human sex trafficking charges. I've read the indictment, and I do want to make it clear the words.
For those who don't get it, and some very few people that actually didn't get the point of this video here, this is Candace Owens interviewing Andrew Tate and making excuses for the definition of human trafficking. And for him, all I did was just to replace Andrew Tate with Jeffrey Epstein here to make a point, which you will probably get.
Human sex trafficking occur on the indictment, but then it makes it very clear that what they're referring to is they've kind of extended the term. It's not what we think about in America when you think of a bunch of children being put into a truck and taken over the border against their will. They're basically saying that if you trick a woman into coming into a country by using the lover boy method, then they consider that to be human sex trafficking. So the definition has definitely expanded, given in the indictment, of what they're referring to.
Now, I came up with this idea because I was listening to Candace Owens say these things again. And I thought, wait a minute. She says she read the indictment, but she's completely contradicting herself when she defends him to his face in the interview. I'm pretty sure that she is among those people who condemn Jeffrey Epstein as a sex trafficker. I wonder if Jeffrey Epstein's indictment can be found online. So I go online, and there it is. It's right there. It's right there. Jeffrey Epstein is his indictment is right here. And it says here, as set forth herein, over the course of many years, Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls, I'll come to that in a second, at his homes in Manhattan, New York, and Palm Beach, Florida, among other locations. In particular, from at least in or about 2002 to and up to and including at least in or about 2005, Jeffrey Epstein, the defendant, enticed and recruited. Enticed and recruited. And caused to be enticed and recruited minor girls to visit his mansion in Manhattan, New York, and his estate in Palm Beach, Florida, to engage in sex acts with them, after which he would give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash. Moreover, in order to maintain and increase his supply of victims, Epstein also paid certain of his victims to recruit additional girls. What did we just see? So, according to the indictment, the evidence, the conviction, the documentation, everything we have, Jeffrey Epstein is a sex trafficker, as all of us, including Kenneth Owens, agree. Did he kidnap random girls or women? Did he hold them at gunpoint? Did he hold them against their will? Did he put them in cages? Did he put them in shipping containers and transfer them across borders? Did he do any of these things? No, he did not. He did none of those things. So if Kenneth Owens thinks that Andrew Tate is not really a sex trafficker because it seems like an expanded definition of sex trafficking to make him guilty, because obviously, he didn't do any of those things that you see in those dumb action movies, like kidnapping children and putting them in cages. That's why it's not human trafficking. Then, by those standards, Jeffrey Epstein is also not a trafficker. Then he's also not a sex trafficker. That's how it is. That's how simple it is. If you think Andrew Tate is not a sex trafficker because he didn't do it the way that you see it in action movies, and blame Hollywood for that, I guess, then that means Jeffrey Epstein is also not a sex trafficker. This is, of course, completely stupid. This is the ignorance of Kenneth Owens. But at this point, I'm thinking that she is not ignorant, but rather dishonest. Maybe she knows all of this. Human trafficking has been defined for a long time now. And since the year 2000, the United Nations has adopted a definition of human trafficking that was around a long time ago as well. It was just adopted to make it a general rule around the world, under which what Jeffrey Epstein did here, which is to entice and recruit them for these acts, is also considered human trafficking. There's one difference here. It says minor girls, and I said I would come to that, right? Minor girls, which is why Jeffrey Epstein is often called a child trafficker or a pedophile or a child abuser and all of that. The issue with this is that even the court documents will tell you that the youngest victim of Jeffrey Epstein was, was 14 years old. Youngest documented victim. There are some rumors about others, but the youngest victim documented is 14 years old. I have a bunch of articles here, but I want to come to the actual official document that says that. I had that up. I should have changed. I kind of did that on the road. Where's that file? Anyway, I'll probably do a different thing about that. But his youngest victim was 14 years old, and he's therefore known as a trafficker of minors because they are minors. I've shown the evidence before. In Andrew Tate's own words, one of his girls who became one of his bottom bitches, Vivian, she was 15 years old when he began grooming her. 15 years old. 15 years old. Epstein's youngest victim that we have documented was 14 years old. Andrew Tate's youngest victim, which we hear from his own mouth, maybe there were others, was 15 years old. There's a 1 year difference in their ages. A 1 year difference. If you think Jeffrey Epstein's case is an especially serious one because it's a completely different one because it was little girls, it was minors. I'm sorry, then if you look at the facts, this is clearly not an excuse because Andrew Tate's victims were as young as 15, while Jeffrey Epstein's victims were as young as 14. There was no difference. And according to the United Nations, agreed upon for decades now, in international human trafficking crimes, if the victim is below the age of 18, it is considered a minor, and the methods become almost entirely irrelevant. We have, out of Andrew Tate's mouth himself, heard that his victims were below the age of 18. We have 17, we have 16, we have 15, and this means that he did groom minors and girls, which is why the Department for Organized Crime and Terrorism is currently also investigating him for trafficking of minors, and they've also announced that they will bring forth charges in relation to that. Well, you know what I also find funny here? Jeffrey Epstein didn't even I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jeffrey Epstein wasn't even as bad as Andrew Tate if you consider some of the issues here, because Jeffrey Epstein, what he did was, so he entices and recruits young girls, 14, 15, 16, 17, or older. He invites them to his parties. He makes them think, oh, look at this. You could work here. You could do lots of different things. He gives them large amounts of money, gives them promises, invites them there over and over again, and slowly makes them get used to becoming more and more sexual and intimidating them, giving them different conditions under which they would kind of regret rejecting further advances and further opportunities and all of that. And then also uses his victims to recruit other victims. But what he does is he just entices them through the promise of work and of company, and he pays them amounts of money. What Andrew Tate did here is Andrew Tate targets women online. He lies to them from the beginning to the end. The entire time he targets them, he specifically chooses weak targets, tests if they would be obedient or not, promises them a special relationship, a special marriage, says we're going to get married one day and we will have our own house and all of that. All of this just for the sole purpose of making money for him, of becoming his slaves and working for him. And then he uses his bottom bitches, his employees, to threaten his victims, to come up with things like fake debts and all of that, to make them work for him. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's if it's just me, but if you look at the methods, you could say that Andrew Tate was even worse than Jeffrey Epstein in how he did all of this, in how he treated his victims, in how he recruited them, in terms of being extremely dishonest. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't even as dishonest as Andrew Tate is. It's sickening that people think that the guy is not guilty. He is guilty. Some people come and say, "Oh, it's innocent until proven guilty." That is something that concerns the law. If somebody tells you over and over again that he went around killing random people, and then later he's like, "Oh no, I never murdered people," it doesn't matter if he admits to murdering people or not, or if the courts have officially declared him a murderer or not. We already know that he murdered people. What the courts will do eventually is to put him on trial, give him a chance to defend himself and to explain himself, and then to judge. That's what happens. We already know that he's a murderer because he already said before that he went around randomly killing people. And that's what happens with Andrew Tate. He went around bragging about his trafficking for years. He snitched on himself on camera like an idiot because nobody told him that what he's doing is actually a crime. Later he found out, oh, wait a minute, this is a crime. Okay, no, I never said any of those things that I said in the past. Well, it's too late, man. It's too late. You already said it. And we all know it. You can't go to court and say, well, you know what? Yeah, I did these things, but I didn't know I didn't know it's a crime. He's a groomer. He's a sex trafficker and most likely a rapist as well. So yeah, Candace Owens blocked me as a result of that. Some others joined in, like Zuby, a person who, in my opinion, was always kind of liked Candace Owens, who doesn't add anything to the actual conversation, but just becomes relevant because she happens to be black and conservative, and then she becomes the token black conservative in the community, and doesn't actually say anything that somebody else hasn't already said. He is another grifter. He also joined the ranks of people who defend Andrew Tate, despite all the evidence. And he has also started blocking people who point out the crimes of Andrew Tate. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's all just a huge mess. Candace Owens is also one of those people who frequently, whenever a woman comes out and accuses somebody else of rape, the first thing she does is to jump to the defense of the accused rapist before even hearing the facts, before hearing anything. And then she uses this to appeal to the crowd of people who say, you know, women can accuse anybody today, and it doesn't even matter if they're telling the truth or if they're lying. But what she does in that process, in order to appeal to those people, is she starts defending the accused before even knowing any facts, before even seeing any facts. So she does the very thing that she accuses others of. She takes a position without knowing anything, and she immediately starts defending the accused rapists and immediately digging into the accusers and how they are probably lying. Pretty sure she's a grifter. She does that for the grift because it makes her popular among certain people. Zuby is the same. He is also a grifter. Tristan Tate just blocked me, I think today or yesterday or something. I could still see his account. I didn't even interact with him for days. For some reason, he blocked me. Unfortunately, it's very sad. But man, the fight here continues, and I know there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Islam, and I would like to talk a lot about Islam, but I feel like right now the whole Andrew Tate thing is a cultural emergency. Whenever I see somebody defend him, it makes my blood boil. I genuinely become extremely angry and just want to drop everything and focus on that. And I will probably continue doing that until enough people know, and until he goes to prison and rots in prison together with his brother. These guys are together a huge pile of shit, and I hope they go to prison and rot there. Yeah, anyway. Okay, I think that's all I have to say right now. So let's see. Super duper chats. People forget Hitler flirted with Mohammedanism. I often try to remind people of that, but Hitler actually was very fond of Islam. He said, why did it have to be Christianity with its meekness and flabbiness? Why not Islam? Sal Willis said, "Wish I could listen live, but I'm at work and surrounded by religious cooks. Glad I have something fun to watch afterward to regain my sanity. Thank you for your work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy your time, which really sounds amazing." Yeah. Mia Nagibi said, "Just saw another video of Candace Owens. Again, she was saying that the old videos had nothing to do with the case. She is a..." I know what you're talking about, because just when I was about to go live, I saw that she premiered a new video. And I briefly wanted to listen, and there she is again. There she is again. After seeing the evidence shown to her by everybody, after undeniably seeing the evidence, still repeating the lie that the old footages of Andrew Tate, in which he admits to his crimes and in which he talks about women as tools, have nothing to do with the case. She knows that this is not true. She has been shown evidence of this very clearly. She knows that it's false, but she comes and says it again. She's a grifter. A grifter. She is a complete grifter. She takes advantage of the situation. And I mean, can you blame them? I've not heard anything from what's that guy's name? Paul Joseph Watson, about Andrew Tate, and I don't want to assume anything in his name. And I hope he'll be one of those people who actually don't agree with Andrew Tate after everything. Because although I have lots of disagreements with that guy, I think he has some principles. But earlier I saw some photos, and let me see. Some people posted them in reaction to stuff that I posted. Earlier I saw some photos where you could see that Zuby loves Andrew Tate, and that Candace Owens also loves Andrew Tate, and that these people met in person, and they were very nice to each other, very cool with each other, and they are still friends. Where's that man? Anyway, so there are photos of Zuby meeting with Andrew Tate and Candace Owens meeting with Andrew Tate and being very, very close and stuff like that. So it's no surprise to me that they stick together and defend each other, even if it comes out that one of them is a rapist. Oh, what? PJW has also been accused of rape. Okay, I don't know anything about the facts. I can't say anything if I don't know anything about the facts. I don't know about this. I can't say anything about that. I haven't heard anything, so. Wait, really? Paul Joseph Watson. Rape. I don't know anything about this. Police is investigating YouTuber Paul Joseph Watson following accusations made by multiple women. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, I always thought that he has some really crazy, messed up ideas. And that said, wow, man. I thought he's kind of a funny guy and a guy with some principles, as I just said. Okay, I don't know anything about this. I don't know about the facts on this stuff. I don't want to talk about something that I just found out and I'm just reading about. But yeah, I see some articles, some reports of police investigations against Paul Joseph Watson over rape allegations. Some of them very recent and some of them quite old. But I'm not sure. I can't say anything. I will not comment on something that I don't know anything about. So can't do that. But thanks for letting me know. I will check in a little bit. The informed infidel said, blocked for being too good a prophet, so she blocked you. I know, right? I even messaged Zuby earlier and invited him to have a conversation with me about the whole Andrew Tate thing. Since he defends the guy so much, I thought maybe he would like to talk about it, but I don't think he will actually respond. He might even block me because I'm questioning his wonderful friend. Oh, let me see. So much content nowadays is just reaction. I'm just seeing if he did anything else in response. He did not. Candace Owens. Can this ever get worse? Candace Owens. Candace Owens published a 1-hour video to deal with that whole thing again and to defend Andrew Tate once again. Investigates Andrew Tate's a victim. I have made up my mind. And you know what? I bet what she does here in the video is to completely disregard all of the evidence brought to her and to focus on the victims again. Okay, when I was traveling just 2 days ago, when I was with Andrew Tate, I brought up something. I said, you know, this porn star Mia Khalifa, she's very, very infamous, and a lot of people hate her, and a lot of conservative people will respond with hate toward her if she's brought up as an influencer or something like that. And but at the same time, those very same people will support Andrew Tate, who built his entire wealth with porn, because he's not the actor. He's just the guy who employs all of these actors who cause all of the corruption that they complain about. He's the one who employs these Did I just say that? You just said when I was with Andrew Tate. Okay, I wasn't with Andrew Tate. When I was with David Wood, that's what I meant. When I was with David Wood, I wasn't with Andrew Tate. When I was with David Wood, I told him that that these people are so inconsistent that they will bash an ex-porn star who doesn't even do porn, who did porn like many years ago because she was once a porn star, but they will be all loving toward the guy who is a porn boss up until this day, and who says he didn't, and who says he doesn't regret it.
$4,000.
Let me see. I just want to have a quick look at this.
Happy Thursday, everybody. We are almost at the end of the week. Question of the day today, really for ladies. Should we be taking relationship or marriage advice from former porn stars or current OnlyFans models? Do you think that might warp their perception of relationships in any way? I'm asking because Mia Khalifa, a former porn star, has come out with some pretty strong advice for women when it comes to marriage.
I'm really containing my my anger here. Wow, you dishonest, absolute, hypocritical, miserable, horrible piece of shit, Candace Owens. Wow. Do you see the complete hypocrisy here?
And models. Do you think that might warp their... Happy Thursday, everybody. We are almost at the end of the week. Question of the day today, really for ladies. Should we be taking relationship or marriage advice from former porn stars or current OnlyFans models? Do you think that might warp their perception of relationships in any way? I'm asking because Mia Khalifa, a former porn star, has come out with some pretty strong advice for women when it comes to marriage.
And now we go over to her video with Andrew Tate.
That happened 10 years ago have absolutely nothing to do with the criminal case. Absolutely zero. And
take advice. What, you've just been someone's daughter? Love it. They do. They do love it.
They do usually have dire consequences to all of our lives.
Right.
So I would say, I'm like, what the? And I guarantee.
Let's see. Let me go into the transcript here and look for a few words here. Inspiration, inspire toward marriage. Slope that we want there. So somebody was trying to inspire men, as much money as possible. No, but there were several points here.
A teenage boy's dream. But if you want to inspire the next generation, how else are you going to do it, right? You have to have the
So what is the slope that we want then? Okay, then we should aspire towards heterosexual relationships. We should
Correct.
aspire towards marriage. We should, and this is the mold that I am selling all the time. Wouldn't have said this 10 years.
Men. There was a lot of talk about inspiring men. Okay, if I just Google men, if I just search for men, I will get all kinds of men arguments. Okay, but so here in this video of her interviewing Andrew Tate, she praised him to no end for being such an inspiration to young men and for giving young men great values and all of that. Meanwhile, here she makes a video in which she with the smug that she always has, says, should we be taking advice from a former porn star or OnlyFans model? Marriage advice for women. I don't know how else I could make this possibly clearer, but wow, man. Anything here to demonstrate for the stupid people, for the extra stupid? I don't even know. So here's a piece of paper, right? Okay, actually, you know what? Let me draw this for the extra retarded people here. So draw something here. Let's draw something together. Here. All right. Okay. So here we have a transparent background, right? All right. So now let's make here a very white background, very plain white background, just so it can be easily understandable for everybody, right? Okay. Now let's draw a line here in the middle of it. Let's draw a line here. This is where we draw the line. Let's do a line here. You have a line here in the middle, right? Here's a line. Actually, make it very, very nice here. This is a very nice line. Okay, so here we have a plain white background, right? And here we have a line in the middle. This line here is made to separate two things from each other. Here's another line here. Now, here we have Mia Khalifa. Okay, here we have Mia Khalifa. Okay, it's good enough. Here we have Andrew Tate. All right, here we have Andrew Tate. Mia Khalifa and Andrew Tate. Now, what we're doing here is we are figuring out if these two people are suitable as people who give advice to young people or to other people in terms of, you know, marriage and relationships and all that, according to Candace Owens. By her standards. Now, Mia Khalifa, what did she do? She acted in porn. Okay. What else did she do? What did Candace Owens just say? Model on OnlyFans. Okay. It's big enough. Hope it's big enough so that especially those stupid people like Candace Owens and those who agree with her can read it and can make out what this means. All right, so this is what Mia Khalifa did, as she just told us, and this means, of course, that she should not be listened to when it comes to values and marriage and all that. Sorry, Peltha, Mia Khalifa spoke in Harvard. That's actually not true. She spoke at the Harvard, whatever it's called, Harvard something society. That has actually nothing to do with Harvard. So that's just a society where people who go to Harvard gather and where they organize speakers. So she spoke there. She didn't speak at Harvard. That has actually nothing to do with Harvard. Just to point out that difference. All right. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about whether Mia Khalifa should be giving us advice or not. I'm not saying any of these things at all. I am not here to express my opinion on this stuff. My opinion is completely irrelevant to the issue here. What we are doing right now is we are observing this from Candace Owens' perspective, by her standards. Mia Khalifa is acting in porn, and she's an OnlyFans model, right? Andrew Tate, did he act in porn? Newsflash, he did. He did. Acting in porn, yes. Did he model on OnlyFans? I'm not sure, although there is a photo of him sitting there with his legs spread and his penis out there, and it's kind of somehow posted on social media right now. I don't know, but I don't know where he posted that. Maybe that was on Grindr. I don't know, model on Grindr, maybe. I'm not sure, but he probably modeled online, modeled naked. Let's say, okay, let's change this, model on OnlyFans. Maybe since that's the issue, I don't even know if Mia Khalifa modeled naked on OnlyFans. But here, Andrew Tate modeled naked. Okay, let's say modeled online. Here, I know you saw it. I didn't want to see it. Black Angel. I didn't want to see it. I just saw, I saw a photo that was going around of him sitting there with his legs spread and the genital area blurred, and I didn't want to look at it very much anymore. Not even at the blurred version. It's very disturbing to me to see Andrew Tate posing naked on social media. The hero of our generation. So acting in porn, model on OnlyFans, modeled online. Okay. Act in porn. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. I'm not paying attention to anything here, but I'm just trying to make it as succinct and correct as possible. What else? What else did Andrew Tate do? Oh, Andrew Tate. Oh, what did he do? He employed people. He employed a lot of people. He made women act in porn. Oh, wow. What else did he do? Made women model on OnlyFans. I can't even type right now. I can't see the end. Here, OnlyFans. What else did he do? What else did he do? Turned women into sex workers. That's what he did. Women who didn't even want to be sex workers. Women who never had any interest in sex work. He turned them into sex workers by lying to them. Through deception. Huh. Here we have it. Mia Khalifa acted in porn and modeled on OnlyFans. Which is why, should we really be listening to her? Andrew Tate, on the other hand, acted in porn, modeled naked online. Let's do that as well. Naked. Made women act in porn. Made women model on OnlyFans. Turned women into sex workers through deception. Oh yeah, that's also important to add. Rape. Raped women. Doesn't even fit here anymore. I have to make it smaller now. Just like Candace Owens' brain. So I have to make it smaller here. All right, so this is what we have here. But somehow it's very questionable if we should indeed listen to Mia Khalifa on marriage advice and all of that. God, I can go on forever. I know. Sold drugs, we can add that to this. pretending to be disabled. What is that about? I don't know. Tate thinks books are for losers. I know, but that's not as relevant here right now. Mia Khalifa has a degree. Well, Andrew Tate has a PhD, pimping host degree, as he calls it. So, what's the difference here? Plus, sold drugs. What else? Andrew Tate also pretended to be one of his cam girls and then stole and then basically scammed people out of their savings and their wealth and all of that. So here we have on one hand Mia Khalifa with very little text, just two things: act in porn and model on OnlyFans. And here we have Andrew Tate, act in porn, model online naked, made women act in porn, made women model on OnlyFans, turned women into sex workers through deception, raped women. That's just as sold drugs. But you can't see that anymore, of course, because we don't have enough space left here. Then we can go on here. You can't see any of the rest of this on the screen here anymore because it's too small. Scammed people. Admitted to being a liar and a cheater. And so on. I don't know. I'll just continue. Let's see if I can make this smaller than even Candace Owens' brain. Then maybe we can fit this on here. Yeah. All right. And so on. So anyway, long story short, Mia Khalifa is not suitable for, we shouldn't listen to Mia Khalifa when it comes to life and marriage advice because she acted in porn and did OnlyFans modeling. But we should listen to Andrew Tate because he acted in porn and modeled online naked, made women act in porn, made women into model on OnlyFans, turned women into sex workers through deception, raped women, sold drugs, scammed people, admitted to being a liar and a cheater, and so on. Oh, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, right? Candace Owens, thank you. Thank you for being so amazing. Wow. Look at that. Look at your brilliant values here. Look at your brilliant, wonderful values. Wow. Wow. These are your beautiful standards, Candace Owens. Thank you. This heart. I hope you appreciate this, Candace. Thank you. Wonderful. I will save this. I want to send this to her. Wait. Okay. My wife just said something that I didn't even think about. They both pretended to be Muslim. Mia Khalifa pretended to be Muslim. Oh, God. Pretended to be Muslim. If you know, then you know what we're talking about. Oh, boy. And Andrew Tate also pretended to be Muslim. Oh, boy. Pretends to be Muslim. So one of the reasons why Mia Khalifa became so famous is for a specific porn video in which she plays the role of a Muslim woman wearing a hijab, together with her sister or something who was also wearing a hijab and who's also pretending to be a Muslim. That was one of those Mia Khalifa porn videos for which she's famous. So, yeah, she also pretended to be a Muslim. That's a good point. Oh, man. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. That makes much more sense now. Oh, boy. That's good. Here, wonderful. Oh, man. There is the consistency of Candace Owens. Fantastic. Oh, man. And Dean from Dean Felsen and Mia's actual talent, you can discuss about that. That's a matter of taste. I will not get into that now. So, oh boy.
Years ago, I was
That's what we have. That's what we have. Yeah, but the same people who think, whoa, of course we shouldn't get marriage advice from Candace Owens because she wasn't born. Like, and of course we should allow Andrew Tate to teach us everything, although he was the boss of porn actors and OnlyFans models. Dumbass idiots. Hypocrites, complete hypocrites. L, what are you doing here? You're still live? Of course I'm live. What are you talking about? I'm always live. But hey, thanks for dropping by or on or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm so done. I kind of want to listen to this whole Candace Owens thing, but it's an hour long and it's an hour full of garbage again. I'll probably listen to it later. And there's also, by the way, Daniel Hikikichu having a debate with Jay Dyer, which I did not see any bit of it, but Jay Dyer totally crushing it. And Daniel Hikikichu is probably not having any idea of what's going on here. I recommend you go and watch it because I will leave now. But let's see. Super chats. She protects him because same kind of manipulator. She thinks she will be the next person to be exposed. She's saying nothing to see here, or she's next. She also thought at some point that she could become the next president or the next Supreme Court person. Alberto pretended to be a woman over text to defraud men millions of dollars. Yeah. And I actually want to quickly bring something up here. I made a list. I made a playlist on my channel. Innit? Where I posted a bunch of videos from Andrew Tate, which I called the Andrew Tate Files, which should be now on my channel page as well, where I included a bunch of stuff that Andrew Tate said. And there was this one part that I think I never showed on my channel before, and which I think is actually quite important to further understand what kind of a scumbag this guy is. But to be honest, I can't even remember what that was. So let's see.
So for me, fighting was just an outlet, because if I didn't put it into fighting, I would end up in jail. But the majority of my money was actually made in the pimp game. I say that, people think I'm making it up. It's true. This is why I think I have a bit of a following on Twitter, because I have a unique resume. Like, there's a whole bunch of guys on, but not many, like world champion kickboxer, pimp, mafia associated criminal. Like, I've got all this stuff, and it was like, who is this dude? Like, surely it can't all be true. I'm like, it's all true. I had a fight coming up. The fight was too far away from money, and I needed money today. So I was sitting there thinking, how can I make money? What do I have that's worth money? Like, what do I have that I can even sell? And I was sitting there, and the only thing I had was all these girlfriends. I was sitting there writing down my assets. Like, what do I own? What do I possess? So I want these 7 hot chicks. Plus, I'm a master of the game. Long story short, I decided to start with webcam, and I flew all the girls into England. I needed money, man. I need to get paid. I didn't have time to be messing around. That's how I made it to the top. That's basically my story. I mean, I was a fighter, and because I had game, I just ended up in the pimp game, and I built this webcam business. And
I'm training these girls, and it got to the point.
There was a video where he said that he's a liar, that you shouldn't trust him.
Damn empire. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. Chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this. And they were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. Any girl who's around me long enough sees Tristan bring 4 or 5 girls a day inside the house. She goes, how do I know I'm not one of them girls? I'm like, baby, I'm the good brother. And then Tristan will go, yeah, he's the good brother, and roll his eyes. She'll kind of be like, are they joking? Are they not? And it eases her into the idea. If she's around it for a few weeks and she sees Tristan doing all this and Tristan's making jokes, what they end up doing is laughing and joining in the jokes. They end up saying, Tristan, that last one, she really likes you. Which one's coming next? And like being his friend about it. So when she's his friend about all the pimping, it's harder for her to get mad at me when she catches me doing the pimping.
Can you believe what kind of I don't get it. it's one thing to be such a complete scumbag, right? And to brag about basically deceiving women and being like, "Oh no, you're not gonna be one of those people." You know, I won't do that to you. But then to actually go on a podcast and talk about it and brag about it on camera, a podcast episode which will be published to thousands of people with some guys out there who think it makes them real men to sit down and talk like this, a bunch of bastards who should just not seek the continuation of being a living being. Them coming together and laughing about this, bragging about this stuff. It's one thing to be so disgusting. It's one thing to be so despicable. It's one thing to be such an asshole. But it's another thing to be such an idiot, such an imbecile, such a moron, that you go out there and go on camera and laugh about this stuff and brag about it. Ha 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 ha. We are such tough men. We are such amazing pimps. Look at it. We deceive these women, and they actually think it's not going to happen to them. Guess what? It is going to happen to them. That's what makes us men. That's how great we are. You fucking idiots.
How much would you give them? Can you give us an idea of like how much money you were pulling on? Because I've seen you
listen to this part.
You tweet shit about guys sending your girls like $1,000, $5,000 in cash just as a one-off.
Yeah,
And I know how desperate guys are. Like what kind of turnover were you talking? And what kind of percentage would you give the girls?
Okay, so my best girl would do about $40,000 a month.
Oh my God.
Sean,
we're in the wrong gender.
Maybe.
And how much?
Is it 14 or 40?
40.
Oh, Christ.
Gee.
At this point, when you hear this, you're like, oh, so the women would also make a lot of money, right? $40,000? The woman makes $40,000? Wow. But hey, there's a twist to it.
Jesus.
And I'd give her $1,000 a week. I'd give her it.
$1,000. Okay, so that's generous. I mean, that's
so she gets $1,000 a week. She gets free rent. She ain't got to worry about nothing. If I travel or we travel, I pay for everything, whatever. But $36,000 a month, I'm keeping.
There's a twist. There is the twist. He deceives these women into becoming one of his cam girls, the women who come in all shy and kind of scared and thinking, oh, okay, I just found out that you're doing this, and I'm not one of those girls, right? And then, of course not. But then slowly they are turned into those under different methods. And then they are trained to work 12 hours a day and forced to continue working, intimidated with violence, with false debts, and this and that. And then he brags about, oh, you know, well, they also make money because I give them $1,000 a week. And I keep all of the rest that they make, $36,000. I keep the $36,000 and I give her $1,000 a week. Generous. She should be happy. Good luck in court. Good luck in trial. Good luck in prison, Andrew Tate. Good luck in prison. I will celebrate the hell out of this when you are convicted. I will celebrate like crazy. I will party. Oh boy. Asshole. Hey, who's this? David. David, why are you not here, man? I sent you a message earlier. I said, let's go live together. Come join for like 2 minutes, I said. Why are you not here? Why are you making a super chat? Say hello to David, everybody. David Wood, you probably don't know who this is, but David Wood is a friend who sometimes also makes videos and who sometimes also goes live. But David Wood just made a $100 super chat. Thank you, David Wood. And said, AP and I made some high caliber videos this week. We know. I already told everybody. I already told everyone, David. I even showed some photos of us doing some high caliber videos. But it's going to be glorious once we see the actual videos. It's going to be amazing. Hey David, if you have some time, I think you should just hop on and tell people something. I don't know, or maybe don't. Anthony Lafleur said dates nicht observer die paid the price, AP. I know, yeah, and he will pay the price. He will trade it. Send me a link. I already sent you a link. What are you talking about? I sent you a message with the link. Check your messages. Wait, I'll send you an email, since you probably don't know how to use messages. I will send you an email because you're an old man who still communicates only through email. And give me a second. Where's that? Where's your email? All right. I sent it to you, David. I sent you an email, David. Wow. Okay.
Wow. And that was your best girl. What was your worst?
Well, bro, I had some. The first big money I ever made in my life. I first became a multimillionaire by running a webcam studio. So I had beautiful women sitting on computers talking to guys on webcams from all around the world. That's how I first made my money. And at one point, I had 75 women in 4 locations working for me, which was stressful and the wrong way to do it. I ended up removing my army and going to special forces of around 15 people, 15 girls. And me and my brother made a lot of money doing that. But the PhD course, the Pimping Host degree, was
You know what? What I should do at this point? I should put my own compilation together, or just take this, and I should have this play live on my channel 24/7. I think I can do that. This is just going to play in a loop all the time. All of the evidence, all of the self-snitching, and people can always come on here and look at it.
teaching people how I managed females in those scenarios.
David, I sent you an email.
How I
Where are
controlled
you,
their
man?
emotions, how I convinced them to work and give me most of their money, how I convinced them to share me with other women, why they obeyed me. So it was never so much about out there picking girls. It was actually something else. It was more about the psychology of things. And I'm saying, look, I'm a theorist, here's the theory. Yeah. That's fine. And he's managed to be quite successful just doing that. If he were to start lying and saying, I'm allowed, I don't even have to fuck you. Forget the sex part. That's a distraction. My dick can stay in my pants. I'll just start beating the shit out of you. How about that? We walk in the bedroom. I start kicking your ass. No sex. No sex involved. But you cry then. Here's a little move. When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me, trying to resist, and I just passports, man. If I fuck up and England wants me in jail, I can fly on a Nigerian passport, or an American, or an English, or a Polish, or an Estonian.
Hey!
Passports.
What's up?
Yo.
What is this? Where are you? Are you in Afghanistan? Do you hear me?
You have an echo?
I don't have an echo now.
Do I need headphones?
Nope. No echo, no problem.
I hear an echo from you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's terrible. You probably need headphones. Unicorn just said this makes my stomach turn as soon as you came on the stream.
Oh, never mind. I'm hearing you through the YouTube video and the stream here. Never mind. All right, well, good, man. Good. I don't have any equipment here, so I'm just on my crappy laptop. So I don't have a webcam or a microphone, so I don't know what I sound like or anything.
That's understandable. What's up?
Not much. Got a funny video I'm recording tomorrow.
What video?
Someone has agreed to portray Dylan Mulvaney. Someone who looks exactly like Dylan Mulvaney has agreed to play Dylan Mulvaney in a video where Dylan Mulvaney is disturbed that Muhammad, who pranced around in his child bride's nightie, did not support him. And Dylan is going to want to combine Bud Light and the Quran. Let's just say, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, did you come up with that idea? It sounds like something you do, right? Was that your idea?
I don't remember. No, he might have come up with the idea of playing the part, and I think I came up, and then a couple people all like bolted together a couple ideas, and we're gonna Frankenstein this thing together.
Who looks like Dylan? What was it? Who's that?
I don't know names because this is something that could legitimately get someone murdered. If anyone's gonna get murdered here, it'll be me. So, or I'll just say it's me under there. It's obviously not, but
okay.
They don't want none of this. They don't want none of this. What'd you tell everyone? I came on here and you were talking about Andrew Tate for the 78th time.
Oh, I was just talking about how amazing I am and my channel is.
I thought you were about to say how amazing Andrew Tate is. I was like, obviously, that's why he's top G.
Oh yeah, I talked about that earlier. What I was doing earlier is this. I actually drew something here. You should see this. I don't know if you see this. You probably didn't see this. Probably missed it. But I actually drew something here to highlight the wonderful consistency of people like Candace Owens, who made a video in response to like Mia Khalifa giving marriage advice. And like there was a video of Mia Khalifa giving advice for marriage to people, and Candace Owens made a response video which she starts with: should somebody who is a former porn actress and an OnlyFans model be giving us advice on marriage? Should we listen to somebody like that? And remember when you and I were together the other day, I briefly mentioned to you precisely that dishonesty, how the same people who will condemn a former porn actress will just will promote and be completely fine with Andrew Tate, who is a porn boss and an OnlyFans boss, and who is still doing these things and doing them in a much more terrible way, right?
But AP, he's so strong and manly, so he gets a free pass because he's a strong man.
Yeah, he helped so many people around the world. He gave so many young men a purpose. He motivated them to become better people. He gave them amazing opportunities, right, David?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. So I was just talking about this stuff. And then my wife brought up that they both have one thing also in common, which is that they both pretended to be Muslim. And I'm not sure if I want to further expand on that at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was in trouble. She was in trouble over that, wasn't she? Wasn't she like targeted for? I mean, like threatened for that or something?
Yeah, because she put on a hijab and acted as if she was a Muslim. She got a lot of threats for that stuff.
I'll put on a hijab right now. What's anyone gonna do?
Yeah. So yeah. That's what I said. That's what I told people. And then I was just talking about what a wonderful person Andrew Tate is and all of that. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on here.
So has anyone seen AP with the AK? Huh? AP with the AK? Huh?
AP with the AK.
AP 47.
AP to the AK to the 47. I showed people a little bit of it. I showed people also you and I with the wait a minute here. Show people some of this wonderful food.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
What's happening here? Wait a minute.
That looks promising.
Very, very promising.
You explain I'm not actually allowed to mess with guns, so I have a knife and a throwing star there?
No, I explained to everybody that that you're pretending that you can't shoot, but in the background you did all the shooting.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
No, yeah, I did explain. I explained to everyone first off that you didn't pose with any guns because you're scared of guns. And
Kate earlier she made this meme where they're doing this this ISIS thing, and she put a caption that said "free prostate exams." It's like everyone's just spouting off all these awesome ideas all day around here.
I think she made that joke when I was there as well too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I remember something like that. And then she also said something like that we should have an anti-Islam sign with our fingers, which should be instead of up, it should be down.
Oh
So we should
yeah,
just
down.
post with down or something. So, I don't know. Interesting ideas. I also showed some of the Quran practice, Quran shooting practice, and how.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not in any scene shooting anything.
No, not you. You didn't shoot. You just looked.
I had no idea what was going on. Whatever you guys did when you were free time, when I was off camera, had nothing to do with me.
Did you see this though? You know about this. You talked about this.
What's that? Is that a hole in the Quran?
Yeah, it's a hole in the Quran.
Holes in the narrative.
Yeah, smart. And I also brought this with me, of course. You know, I showed everyone this wonderful
That is
trophy.
classic. That should be in the background of all your videos.
It shall be. It shall be. One day I will put it in the background. It looks beautiful, man.
You should have that like encased in gold and wear it as like a big bling.
Oh yeah, like here. It would just be dangling here. It's beautiful. Maybe it can be reused. I don't know. Maybe it can still be. I could still try to read it or something.
I don't know. I think our Quran demolition ranch might take off.
Maybe. I don't know. It looks much better.
You're repeatedly saying how satisfying it was. So
it was very satisfying.
And what's crazy is, as much as people will whine and moan and wail while people are being slaughtered in the name of Allah, it's actually peaceful. You're not actually hurting any people. You're responding. You're using guns to respond, but it's still peaceful. You're not actually hitting people.
Wow, you just dehumanized the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're saying the
Oh
Quran,
yeah, I forgot.
Quran
The
is-
Quran will appear as a pale man.
Yeah.
At the judgment and talk to people, and you just shot him. Shame on you.
This is disgusting. You're saying the Quran is not a human. Wow. Wow. Terrible. I'll report you. You'll be canceled forever. But yeah, no, it was very satisfying. The whole shooting with the AK was amazing. It was amazing. And you also didn't see how I shot it. You were gone in the, I don't know what you did, where you went, but that was like
It was boiling out there. I mean, I'm still red. I just kept going and sitting in the car for a couple minutes and turned on the AC for a couple minutes.
I know, but I was you then I started shooting the Quran with the AK, and it was amazing.
That's all right. There's video. I can still see it on video. There's like 3 camera angles of that.
I started aiming at it, and I shoot and it jumps, and I aim at it and shoot again, it jumps further. I shoot again, it jumps further. And I just started
Oh,
unloading on it, and it was awesome. It was fantastic.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, powerful stuff. This is, of course, proof that the Quran is not strong enough, and Allah does not protect it. So,
Yeah, we thought about we thought about making like a joke video first where you keep trying to shoot the Quran but you can't hit it, and then releasing that first so we can see. Man, no matter what we tried, we couldn't hit the Quran. Like, watch all the jihad. You see, the Quran is invincible. This is the proof, and then post the real one.
yeah. I thought later on my way home, I thought we should have done a thing, wearing a bulletproof vest and then holding a Quran, and then somebody shooting at it, and then acting like as if the Quran protected you.
Hey, you remember when I was trying to get people to shoot a Quran out of my hand and like no one would even think about it?
What kind of a dumb idea would that even be? We are standing there.
I mean, a bunch of people were capable of hitting bullseyes and stuff, especially with the so there's no danger. I mean, the Quran's like that big. I mean, like
I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have actually hit, aimed correctly and hit the Quran, but that's not the issue. I'm serious. This is not just something that David is saying right now. We arrived there. We are at the shooting range. We're talking about the things we're supposed to do, and David suddenly comes up with the amazing idea. He's like, "Hey, how about we? I hold the Quran. I put it here, on my hand, and you guys shoot at it." And everyone was like, "What? No!" And he's trying to convince us that this is a good idea.
how would that not be like the awesomest video ever?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Even somebody who is like who trusts himself really well with the aiming would probably not do that.
I mean, I think because someone who who's got a gun with a scope, I mean, there's no real risk that you're not going to hit. I guess that the only concern is like maybe a little piece of the bullet flies off and hits something, or I don't know. I don't know what they're worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. Hussein said psycho. I don't know who you're talking about.
Talking about
probably me.
Talking about you shooting the Quran. The heck?
Yeah, terrible. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's up.
But yeah, you're because we're coming up with various ideas of like body armor and stuff. I'm not even allowed to wear body armor because I'm a violent convicted felon. But we came up with multiple ideas today for variations. But I'm gonna get like what I'm gonna do and what I can inform everyone right now. Elle's gonna help me here. We're gonna print up a T-shirt that's got all over it Quran pages all over the T-shirt, and in the middle right here it's going to say checkmate jihadis. What Checkmate jihadis. You can't shoot me without shooting the Quran. And you'll go to hell. So I'm safe. Oh man. And then someone came up with the idea like what if I just tattooed Quran verses all over me? Like they could never hurt me. Oh boy. Fun time, man.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Man. Anyway, so I was live here for almost 3 hours now, and then you come in out of nowhere. Anyway, I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now. Oh wait a minute! I quickly want to play something here before we leave. What is this?
What, are you gonna block them all? They can't stop me traveling. There's always a passport I can pull out. There's always a driver's license I can pull out. If you ban one, I've got another one. I've got bank.
Am I a bad stating? Like I have literally
business. It's kind of what it is. And
don't forget, my girls were making us money too. Don't forget that. I'm just saying. What, you think I was just what?
Losers. My customer base was losers. Like someone like me would never do that, but that's why I could run a business like this. If you have an interest in webcam girls, an interest in pornography, an interest in masturbation, you're never going to make money doing this. You have to be a guy like me or you're never going to pull it off.
The gayest thing you can do is buy pictures of a chick's tits. Every single girl who's making huge money on these platforms are doing it either for a man or by the direction of a man. So all the money you spend on girls online.
What?
Or you're actually talking to a man in the case of Andrew Tate. But no, look at him. You can tell by his look here. This is recent, right? This is not from 10 years ago.
I'm pretty sure this was recorded several years ago, and what he's saying is not even true. Like in today's time, it's like a lot of people do this independently. He's acting like just because he is a deceptive pimp, that's what everybody else also does.
Mm-hmm.
So
ends up going to a dude. It's effectively gay.
And also, I like Eastern Europe as a whole because corruption's far more accessible. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island, you can fucking throw parties during COVID, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So the whole idea of law and order is a lie. The whole idea of it's bullshit. It's just about if you're high enough, you can throw it all away. I'd rather be in a society where if I'm in Prague and they stop me for speeding and they say, bro, you were speeding. Oh, here's $50. All right, cool. Bye. If corruption exists, which it does, let us all play. Why do only they get to play and I don't get to play?
What is freedom to you, Dave?
Freedom to me, it's like being able to do whatever you want.
Do you think you can do whatever you want in America?
No.
I live in Romania, right? Romania is not a free country, technically. Do you think I could get away with doing more here than I could do in America? If I already get my shear on and drive at 200 miles an hour down the high street in the middle of the city, you think I get in more trouble here or more trouble in America?
Probably in America, but it does depend who you are. There's plenty of people who've gotten away with things in America. It's like, how the fuck did they get away with that?
Correct. So this is the exact point. Every single system, all of them are corrupt. The judicial system's corrupt. The medical system is corrupt. The financial system's corrupt. It's all corrupt. It's all a matter of who you are. Now in America, the game is limited to ultra billionaires who control the government, as you've said. In other countries, anyone with money and some basic social skills and some nice friends can play the game. If we're going to accept that every single system on the planet is corrupt, why would you live in a place where you cannot access to corruption? Does that make sense logically? Or would you rather live in a system where you can say, you know what? I am important enough within said society that if the police stop me, I can give them $10 and they'll fuck off.
you know what's so funny about all of this? He's here bragging about all of this and acting like, well, I can do whatever I want here. You know, I take advantage of corruption, and I pay money, and that's why I'm here. And then he gets in trouble in an international case, and he's like, oh, hell no, this is injustice. I'm being persecuted. They have nothing on me. This is just injustice. They want to get rid of me because they don't like me. It's the Matrix.
Yeah. What actually concerns me most is like, if this guy and all the stuff he's done and admitted to and bragged about it for years can just say the right things for people and just be given a complete free pass, he's not the last one. Even if he goes to prison, there are other people who are watching going, ooh, I can do that. I can do that too.
Yeah.
And so we're going to, and notice if someone comes along who's doing all the exact same things, but just not running his mouth like an idiot all the time. I mean, how you even gonna think about stopping? I mean, the only reason people are able to really like throw stuff in Tate's face is because he ran his mouth for so long. If someone could be doing the exact same things and not be such an idiot, and how are they going to get him? And how would you expose him if he like is just putting on a total front?
Yeah, that's how it is. There's one more part.
Even though the Romanian politicians, and I have very high friends in Romania, and I have casinos in Romania which have been trying to reopen. So I've had meetings with high-level Romanian politicians offering them bribes, and they've sat there and said, we know Corona's bullshit, but the EU is giving us relief funds, billions and billions, we have to comply with make lockdowns. We're all sitting there with no masks. Everyone knows shadow figures are in charge of all this junk. Why does everyone think we're mafia? We're not mafia. Like, we don't run around with machine guns. I mean, obviously we have guns. Our house is full of machetes.
Can you imagine being such a dumb criminal that you actually go on camera and you're like, oh yeah, we bribe officials. I bribe officials. I bribe the government officials. I bribe people in Romania, and they accept bribes. No problem for us. We just do this. That's what you do. And then you're like, oh, they got me for nonsensical reasons because they want to suppress me, because they want to steal my wealth and my cars. They have nothing on me. It's the Matrix. What an idiot.
No, I mean, think about it, because I've seen videos before, and they'll circulate like, just on Twitter, but making fun of some idiot who like went and did some crime, robbed a place, but then like mentioned it somewhere on Facebook or something like that, and he got caught, and everyone's like, that is the biggest idiot in the world. This guy did it for years, over and over and over again. And yeah, I did that. Oops, my lawyers just told me it's illegal. Nope, I never did it yet. Just taken out of context. This guy's hilarious, man.
I said this earlier, but this is basically like a guy walking around for years explaining to everyone on camera. I used to go outside, or sometimes I go outside and I just randomly kill people. They didn't do anything to me, and there's no purpose behind it. I just go and kill them. It's fun. It's enjoyable, and nobody can do anything about this. It's nothing wrong. It's great. You should do it too. And then later he finds out that what he explained is actually a crime, and it's called murder. But he's not aware. He wasn't aware of that.
Did any of that?
So he's like, "Oh no, they accuse me of murder because
it's the Matrix coming."
It's the Matrix.
And then all what? The Matrix? Ooh. Yeah, free him, free that dude.
Yeah. All I said was in the past that I would go around and have nice conversations with people and put an end to their lives. But is that really what they call murder nowadays? I mean, they just stretch the definition of anything, and it's the Matrix.
You pointed out Tate is smart, and I think he's smart in certain ways and really stupid in other ways. But I mean, I was locked up for years, and I can say I've never seen anyone like I never came across plenty of dumb people, plenty of really, really stupid, idiotic morons I met in prison. No one ever self-snitched anywhere close to this. Like, I'm talking, I never heard of anyone like even 5% of what this guy did and he's like the tactical genius of the world.
I wonder if Andrew Tate is like he has his guys and he's like, guys, find out who snitched on me.
Guys, I want you to find out who snitched on me. Beat the crap out of him.
Make an example out of him.
I gotta put on my Andrew Tate costume.
Find out whoever snitched on me and go kill him.
Hey, we might need Andrew Tate to meet Shake Your Booty.
Definitely. I think that is a necessity at this point.
Might need. Hey, Shake Your Booty could correct him on all the stupid things he says, the completely un-Islamic things he says whenever he's interviewed.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Look at his face.
Get clear that 99% of laws only apply to the brokies, and that we live in a system now in the world where most things can be solved with money.
Yeah.
If you can fix a problem with money, either by buying a good lawyer or by paying a fine or by bribing a judge, then you don't have to fear the repercussions of X, right?
By the way, this is why he'll say things that resonate with people. Like even now when he's saying this, like me, my brothers, we're all what's considered trailer park trash. And I know for a fact they treat like one of my brothers when he goes to jail, when he gets arrested for some drugs in his car, they treat that radically differently than they do if it's a politician's son or something like that, like radically differently. Like if it's a politician's son, oh, how are we going to handle this quietly? And if it's my brother, lock him up 30 years.
Yeah. But then this happens.
The law, and the broke people have to abide or they go to jail, but the rich people get to break the law and just buy their way out of it.
Yeah.
So most crimes are socioeconomic crimes. Rich people are allowed to commit the crimes and poor people are not. Look at banks. They commit financial crimes every single day. They make $100 million, they pay a $20 million fine, and they bankrupt. This is normal. So anyway, the point I'm making is you're unique, but you're not important. You need to become important. Once you become important and you become rich, then you can ignore laws. Laws don't apply to me. I go out of this house. I leave this house, right? I get up. I leave the house. I get out the house. I do whatever I want. Because if the police come and say you're not allowed to do that, I'll say, call my lawyer or give me a fine.
Yeah.
Either way, you ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna be on the next Emergency Live sitting there with the blicky, with the diamonds, talk about Scott Adams' wife. You cannot stop me.
How did that go, Andrew?
I so hope they play that in court at his trial. Just like looking at him like, are you stupid, son? Are you really this stupid?
There was his lawyer actually gave a statement to the press because they asked his lawyer. They said Andrew Tate made many statements in the past on public videos where he accused the Romanian government of being corrupt, of saying that they could do nothing to him, and his lawyer said, my client made a lot of stupid statements in the past, but it didn't mean anything, and he's aware of that now, and he's changed now, and stuff like that. But he actually used those words.
Your Honor, Mr. Tate was just talking about dating. He was talking about dating and the struggles of maintaining a relationship while having a perfectly legal webcam business. That's all he was talking about the entire time.
And when he was talking about bribes and corruption, all he was saying is that he likes to give gifts to important people who are in charge of keeping law and order.
He supports the police.
Yes, as a token of
Supporting
appreciation.
the police. That's it. That's all he meant.
That's all he meant. There's no need to treat this as a crime, Your Honor.
I've said before, I mean, it's his followers who are screwing him, right? When he says absolutely anything and he makes up the most idiotic story ever made and he gets a free pass on it. You could toss Tucker and Candace Owens there, right? So if he gives the most insanely idiotic explanation for a clip right when it's played, and then it's just completely accepted, his ridiculous explanation, that continues the same thing that his followers do to him, where he's being programmed and hardwired to think he can make these insanely idiotic defenses of things and be believed.
Yeah.
And he's going to walk into court thinking, oh, this is how it works. I just say, here's what I was really doing. And nope, it's going to work. And yeah, it's not. And then going to find out.
And once the conviction is read out, and once they take him away and put him in prison, he'll be like, "Oh, they've got nothing on me. It's got no evidence, nothing. It's the Matrix. It's the Matrix. Nothing. I didn't do anything. Everybody knows I'm innocent." And one day it will all come out after my 10-year, 20-year prison service sentence. Everyone will know that I'm innocent. This will just continue forever. It's great. Anyway, Dave, I'm leaving. I'm tired.
Good. I'm leaving too.
Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for joining, and thanks everybody for watching. And have a fantastic day as top gastrointestinal tract. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a fantastic day. And as always, what does the friendly guy always say?
Stay away from Islam. Stay away from